Hey guys, Sunstreaker Wozza here, and welcome back to another Saturday live stream. And yes, as you can see already, that we have a special guest on the stream. Want everyone say a big hello to Dale, a big thank you for joining us and agreeing to do this interview. I can't remember who set it up. To be honest with you, I can't remember how it actually came about, but we talked about it quite a while ago now, and it's been quite a few weeks in the making. So yeah, say hello to everyone, and yeah, you're welcome to go through the chat and say a few hellos as well, Dale.
Yeah, I've just pulled it up. Hello, everybody. I hope I can't hear myself. Wozzy, you might have to turn me down just a little bit.
Okay.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Wow, I see so many people in the chat. Hello, everybody. Well, there's far too many of people for me to go through at the moment, but a big hello to everybody who is in the chat. I'm so happy to be here. And honestly, guys, what a night and day difference this stream is. If you've watched Wozza for a long time, wow, what a big upgrade to the stream. Incredible.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I've talked about it on stream, I'm open about it, about how much of a nightmare I've had, and you've helped me a lot, and even you've turned around and said, like, the bugs that you're getting with this, I don't know how you're getting them. And I was like, if you don't know, then my days. But, we're finally here, we're finally set up, there was parts in it were a bit, I was like, is it even worth doing? But, yeah, I totally agree that the difference between this now and what I was doing before, I mean, the opportunities we've got now with the stream are amazing. Like I said, and for those that do remember my channel for a long time back, I actually did an interview quite a while back, and it didn't really work out too well. And I've always said to myself that when I really get this sorted and be able to do these interviews, then we can really nail it properly. And a special thanks again to Dale for helping me sort this out, and we're all set, and we can hopefully continue with this and do some more interviews in the future. So cool. So do you want to just sort of introduce yourself, Dale, and tell the guys who you are, what you're about?
Yeah, so I manage the VIP Discord server on Discord. It's full of, obviously, loads of VIP players. I think we've got, 4,000? Let me just double check. We've got quite a few people in there. 4,143 VIP players in there. We've got an extra 2,000 in there waiting for the server to go public. So yeah, that's basically what I do. There's no job description on my role. When I got hired, it was basically, this is a new job. Do what you can.
Come and sort this out.
Just make it what you can, and I've just tried to do that. Try to just do a little bit of everything. Maybe I'm doing more than I should. I think I asked Max, who's way higher. He's the managing director at Space Ape, and I said, "Am I doing enough?" And he says, "I think you're doing a bit too much," which is a good thing. But that's what I wanted with this job. I wanted something that was quite flexible. I wanted to make a difference on the game. I didn't really want to be a community manager that, had no influence on a game. We see, community managers in other games who, they're all weird, and I didn't want to be that person. It's not the job for me if that's what it was going to be. And I had the, not assurances, I'd say, but, that mark that I could make a difference to the game based on player feedback. Which just drives me on, really. But essentially, yeah, I don't want to be that person who's just a yes man, who just diverts criticism, just tells players everything's going to get better when it's not. That's not me.
Yeah. Just dead quick, I'm hearing a couple of people saying that you're a bit low. Can everyone hear okay? Is it alright? Sound alright? I know Dale said he might think he's a bit loud, but it's up to you guys.
You can turn me back up if you...
I'll turn it a bit up anyway, and we'll see how it goes. If there's any problems with the sound, guys, just let me know, and we can make some adjustments. But yeah, talking what you just talked about, that for those that don't know, there's not everyone here is everyone says it's a bit better now. I'm quite loud. Well, I am. I'm always loud. Yeah, for me, it's been a huge difference. As you said about my stream, it's been night and day, the difference. I think for a lot of people that we've had a lot of voices for a long time, even in Discord, and that's the frustration that, a lot of things that, we're saying to you and they're getting put forward and you're helping make changes to the game. A lot of those have been said for the last, I talked to you when you first started about, we're going on maybe 2 or 3 years where these ideas have, been said and talked about, not just in private, in Discord chats, and it's frustrating that those things have not come to fruition. But yeah, absolutely brilliant that you're on board, and I think it's a huge difference especially the community. I'm sure you can feel the love in the Discord chats and all that. I've never heard anyone say a bad word about you. And like I said, no one in the chat here, not everyone anyway, really knows you. And I just, like I said, just want to say openly that, I really appreciate all the effort you put in. And, I see how much you are in the chats and how much you do. And but yeah. And yeah, I just think it's brilliant.
Yeah, I think it's more the players that keep me going, really. I mean, people like yourself who create content daily, well, twice a week. The players who play the game, they're so passionate about the game. That's what drives me on and makes me want to make a change to the game.
Yeah.
If players wasn't like that, I think it'd just be so demotivating to do this job. But because players love the game so much, it just drives me on. I have in the back of my mind, if I don't do this, I'm letting so many people down. And that's why, it just drives me on. It's just incredible the amount of content creators this game's got. I mean, it's you. Obviously, I don't want to go through them all, but there's people dedicating so much time to the game, and I just want to make sure we can put people's opinions across. Make sure we're getting suggestions implemented, which we put on Discord, which people are taking advantage of. I think we're nearly at 1,000 now. Good God, when they do their plan for next year, they're going to have so much to go through. But this is what it's about. It's about building the game in the direction the players want, not necessarily maybe what the developer wants, because I'm sure they've got their own ideas, and yeah, that's fine. But players want to see certain things in the game, and that's why that channel was done.
Cool. So yeah, just a bit about you, really. I mean, what games do you play? What games do you enjoy? Sort of past history of games. So let's get to know Dale the person rather than Dale the community manager. So what background have you got?
I've always played games. Played World of Warcraft at a really high level. I'd say I was like a Mythic Raider, had my own guild, and we, did the best achievements on the game. Played other games, played a lot of Overwatch, a lot of Warzone in the past year or so. A few mobile games here and there, like Football Manager, things like that. But look, I've always just been a gamer. I love MMOs. A game's a game, really. It just brings people together, and that's what makes me want to play them more. And I think the competitive games are, really take my fancy. So yeah, Blizzard games, any game really. League of Legends, I think I've collected every skin on that game.
So what would you say is the game that sort of, is the game that you could say that, that was your game for a while? I mean, for me, it was Call of Duty for a long time. Yeah. And then I went towards Transformers Legends, and that's what sort of set me on the path what I'm on now. Met a lot of great guys in there, and that has sort of escalated into this. So I'd say without TF Legends, I wouldn't be where I am today. And then obviously Call of Duty, I was very high up in that game. So they're the two games I'd say like the big games in my life that I've played a lot. So what games would you choose that you've been, a higher level or?
I wouldn't say high level, but it's probably the reason why I'm in the game industry in the first place. And it's I won't say the game name because the site still exists, which I'm involved in. But it is an online game at the moment. Has around 10,000 players. I built a fan site for the game, and it's now one of the biggest fan sites part of that game. And this is what really led to me getting this job. Is I already managed a community, but it was more, I was doing it for free. I did it since I think I opened it when I was 16 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's been open 10 years now in the background of doing everything, and it's taught me everything from, just absolutely I've seen everything online, and I'm 27. I mean, I've seen everything. It's so hard to say you've seen everything, but I genuinely have. People always ask me, how do you deal with a VIP sometimes? I'm like, this is normal. I've dealt with way worse than this.
Yeah, I've got to admit, I've seen a lot worse toxicity than what we see. But yeah.
Yeah, this is.
So in terms of work, so what have you done some background in terms of work to sort of lead you to this job as well? Because surely it's not just a case of you apply for this job because you played a game and managed a bit of the community. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure there's a lot of people that can say that. So what else have you got background-wise, work-wise?
Well, I'm currently doing two jobs at the moment. So I'm IT consultant in my other job, and I'm obviously doing this job at the moment. I went to university for, what did I go to uni for? Do you know what? I don't even know what I went to uni for. Because it's that irrelevant to me now.
To drink.
it was found computing foundation degree or something. It was basically a bit of everything: web design, web development, networking, touches on a bit of everything. So I got a bachelor's degree in that. Then I went into IT, so as an IT consultant, which I'm still doing now for the past 2 years. But you know, I get to certain bits in IT where, because it's so broad, I just hit my head. I'm like, what is going on in this? Some of the things that crop up, you know, the networking side, it just gets really, as you can imagine, technical. It's a really growing industry. You really need to know what's going on. You need to be on the game. You need to be updating your knowledge every year. It's stressful, but with this, you know, what I'm doing in community management at the moment, it just seems to be normal. This is what should happen. You know, a community manager should be passing on feedback to developers. Developers should be acting on it. Players should be listened to. We should be implementing things to bring in new players, you know, as well as retaining current players. It just seems so, I don't know, just so natural to me. Whereas the other job, when I do that in the day, I'm like, oh God, you know, hit another brick wall. Because, you know, as IT, you can never know everything. You can never know everything in IT.
True. But so you talked about, is it Max that did your interview? So is that what sold it? What part do you think sold it? Did Max say to you this and that's what sold you your interview? I mean, when I went for my interview for my job, I was told there's a certain thing that I said where they turned to each other and said, yeah, this is the guy. So there must have been something you said that made them convinced. Do you know what it was, or?
Look, when I applied for the job, I'd already previously played the game a little bit.
Oh, cool.
So I already knew bits about it, but I didn't know a lot about, you know, all the technical part of it and the Discord side of it and things like that.
So did you start playing the game because you were applying, or did you just play the game naturally and then the job opened up afterwards?
Yeah, so beforehand I played the game not to a high level, but it was just really
played
to, you know, I did play it, and I played quite a few mobile games at the time, and then I was just on LinkedIn, and then I saw the position, and I was like, this is quite intriguing. I've never seen a job like this before. I played the game, so I did some of my own research. Really, I was like, well, before I apply, I want to know what's going on with this game, and why they need somebody. So
definitely,
I joined your server. I joined Hoist server. I watched Hoist's streams, and I watched your streams. And
I did notice.
You know, I joined your Discord servers weeks before, and I joined quite a few other streamers as well. And I was in one Discord server, and I was like, where is the game's Discord server? You know, in my head, I was like, how do I join this? So I was just so confused what was going on. And then I saw somebody put in a chat, you've got to be a VIP player to join the server, and I was, you know, the first thing I wrote down was, that's got to change. The first thing I put down on my notes was, open the server. That was the very first thing. And then the second thing was, well, we need to be a bit more open with the VIP criteria, because no one knows what it is. I'm in all these servers and they're all playing a guessing game. So that was the second part. So going into the interview, I just said, look, this is what I want to do. You know, I managed a community for 10 years for free. You know, these guys were really taking a chance on me to really manage one of the biggest games they've got. You know, this was a really big risk for them to put me into the second round. So we had it was basically like a test where I answered questions and stuff. I answered all them, and then I got passed on to the next round, which was Max and Jack. And this is where I went in with all my notes and saying, you know, this is what I would do. You know, I just literally told them how it should be. And they really liked that, I think. I mean, they must have liked it because I'm here.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I just wasn't happy with the perception, what players were thinking of Space Aim. And I just thought I could be that person to make that change. I could be that person to change what people think about the company, as well as, you know, open up the Discord server and make it accessible to everybody, because this is a game. I just could not believe that the server was locked up and wasn't open for everybody. And obviously that is going to change. We're going to open that up. And we're going to obviously be a little bit more open on the VIP criteria. So yeah, things moving forward for me, that's what I want to do. But that's what I said in my interview all along. This is what I want to do. Can we do it? Basically, it was more me interviewing them when I went in. Really, like this is really what I want to do. They've got a background on me and what I did in the 10 years on my other site. But yeah, it was a massive risk for them. I mean, I'm here with no experience.
But it's working. They must see that. So, like I said,
so it's a big risk for them. I mean, there was 2 people going for it at the moment, so they give the other person another game. So they actually brought in 2 people because I think they just really liked us. I think they couldn't choose. So yeah, there was, when I went into the interview, there was nothing about the game's dying or we need you to keep people happy and things like that. There was never any of that in there. There was never any, it was just basically the basic stuff. More like, if there's arguments going on, how would you solve it? How would you deal with it? Just things like that, really. It was really natural, really fine. I didn't really, honestly, when I took the interview, I had no idea about the game, what they thought about it. Like, they never really give me bad vibes about the game. It was very positive, and I'll tell you what, Max and Jack were just really good. And I was really worried about the interview, to be fair. Sorry if I'm rabbiting on, by the way.
No, it's fine.
Because I had it on the Monday. I remember as soon as Raoul messaged me, because that's the guy we was having dialogue with at the time. And even when I applied, I think he emailed me and said, "Are you sure you want this?" he was literally saying, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's talk about it." I spoke to Raoul. And then on the Monday, I had my interview with Max and Jack, and I was one of the first people who had an interview, and that told me, oh dear. Oh dear, I'm the first person. Everybody else after me is going to do so much better.
Coming from my personal experience, and it might be the case, it might not, but what I tend to do is, and I've always done this, is I always look through my applications, and straight away, I always tell everyone, I don't want to wrap it on about this, but I always limit someone from literally down to language, spelling mistakes. I will just eliminate them straight for that, because I have 130 applicants for 2 jobs, so I can easily just do that. Then when you whittle it down to those 20 people you want, you go, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to interview the first person I think is best for this job. That's the first person I'll ring, and then go through backwards, because you want to make sure you get those people in first, the ones that you really want to get in, and then after that is the ones that you're not too bothered about, and the day goes on like that. And so maybe it's a tell. Maybe it's a tell that you were the first person in there. You never know, but we'll never know.
Well, let's see. That's maths. I do remember at the end of the call, I was like, "Will you remember me at the end of the week?"
Well, obviously, you got to make an impression.
Yeah. And then I got a message on Discord from Raoul on the Wednesday, and he was like, "Well, when can you start?" I was like, "I want to just go straight away. I want to just get straight in, get me in, let's go." And since then, it's just been, just full on, just crazy. The people I'm working with, I think I've been put with the best bunch of people. Players may think otherwise, but seriously, I have been put with the nicest people you could imagine, the most supportive bunch you could imagine. I mean,
you get a lot of stick, and it's unfounded most of it. I mean, listen, people that in the playtest chats with me, you'll see that I hold nothing back. And I'm not sure how my relationship is with the apes, but I'm just a sort of person that says it as it is. I'm not being, awful to anyone. I'm not trying to cause them any harm or anything, but I'm just purely honest. And if you don't like my comments, then I'd rather be honest and open with you than lie to you. And that's just the way I am in general. And I'm not just saying that, it is true. And that's why I'm always honest on my channel as well. And I say, listen, don't buy this. Go and buy that. Don't do this. Go and do that. And it's just you better be honest. And I do go on a bit of a rant sometimes when, I might throw my toys out the pram sometimes maybe, but it's from a good place. And I've talked to them both about it. I say, listen, what's best for the game? That's what it is.
That's it. Everybody wants what's best for the game. The apes do, you do.
Sometimes no doubt. I know that.
Sometimes we have to make a compromise. But at the end of the day, we would rather work with players than against them. That's what we want to do. And that's why the server's opening up. That's why we want to be a bit more open with a VIP status. We just want to be a bit more positive on things rather than be a bit more closed on things and having players guess on how to get into a certain criteria. Or the next thing we want to assault, or I want to assault, is getting on Facebook, getting online.
I am going to talk about that in a bit, actually. That's one of the subjects coming up. But I'm sure I can talk quite a bit about that. But for the time being, I know you're dreading this bit, but we're going to switch to your base and have a look at it. See what it's like.
No, I thought that was coming later.
Oh no, that's coming now.
please don't judge me. Please don't judge me.
Okay, guys.
It was worse. It was worse.
Don't backtrack now. This is Dale's base. So I'll let you tell a bit of a secret. So Dale sent me this image, and I didn't really look at it. I thought, right, okay, he sent me the image, fine, no problem. I didn't really take much notice. And then I loaded it up today, and I was just like, why has he done that? Why?
You wouldn't think that I play games at a high level before, would you?
Because I'll let this a bit of a secret. So I'm in the process of doing a base design video. My old one's very outdated. It's honestly one of the first videos I ever did, to give you an idea. So it's like 3 or 4 years old. I thought I need to do an updated version because a lot of things happened since then. And then I can see people like going, "What the hell is that?" And the first point I thought I'm going to put, and it's a good point that I don't think no one actually talks about, but it's an unwritten rule, is you don't put any defenses or any structures at the sides of your base. That's rule number one, because it just makes it such an easy rush. Because the number one thing in bases is you don't want them rushable, because people will just rush half the defenses. And literally, it's rush, walk. Take this out of you. Gone.
I'll be honest. Making that base, I'm gonna blame you if I'm honest, because I was watching you doing the leaderboard one day, and you was like, you was against this base, and you was like, this is a nightmare, and I was like, right, that's it, that's my base.
But all this,
so I kind of took
yeah,
enhancements.
But all this needs to be up there, behind it, around there.
I can't see where you're pointing. Let me open the stream.
Basically, all the defences to the right and left, and the structures need to be higher up, basically. Because Optimus Prime, drop there, rush up there. And you got to remember that Lagoon leveling is a totally different kettle of fish. I mean, I would never use Mind Wipe or Cosmos in an outpost. Not in a million years. But I'll guarantee Leaderboard Weekend he'll be going in there. Because it's just, if you're soloing, bases, you do not want him popping out. So, there's certain things you will do to stop cup leveling, certain things. Like, I get you've put your outpost around the HQ. I understand that in terms of cup leveling, but in terms of wars, one ability, put one bot in that HQ, all outposts popped with 5 abilities used. So yeah, not great.
But, see, all the VIPs are gonna hammer me now, so thanks for that.
Hey, they're all putting 10 out of 10, but
look, I'm not bothered about my Autobot base anymore, because I'm gonna delete it when the new player bundle comes, and that's not a big up on the new player bundle. I'm going con. Like, the bot base can just die. I'm sorry. That's it. I'm going con. So
you know what? I bet though, before today, you were like, "I'm proud of that base," and now you're like, "I'm going con." That's it.
Going con. Going con. That's it.
But no, I get, you know what? I kind of get the design, but also a little pointer. I'm doing actually in the process of doing something in my stream, something a bit fun. We're going to do a base design review series. So I've seen a few, I bet you've seen them, where they review people's setups of the PCs. And they review, setup, and they hammer them, or they say it's good or whatever. And I thought that'd be good to do in Earth Wars with bases. So you send your design in and live. I judge it. So I'll either say that's brilliant or that's awful. Now, one of my massive bugbears is making sure the base is symmetrical. It doesn't really matter, but for me, just for aesthetics, it needs to be. What's these walls at the bottom? You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 walls on one side and 4, and then let's be honest though, if you really
enough walls,
but then put one of those over there. But then also as well, like I always say to people as well, that if you've got a choice between protecting one side, try and protect your right hand side, because 90% of people are right-handed, so they'll automatically attack from the right.
Do you know what? I never thought about that. That is
actually, I know this sort of stuff.
It's the little things, isn't it?
But you put all your walls on the left.
Oh yeah.
But are you left-handed though?
No, I'm not.
I don't know.
So I will change them quickly. That is a good tip. Thank you.
There you go. A lot of things like that people don't realise. But don't put your eggs in one basket, because then if you're in wars and people realise that, they'll all just go left. But it's a general rule. I mean, I do. I go right 90% of the time, and this is a specific reason that I need to go left. But yeah, little tip for you there. Cool.
Nice.
So let's have a look at your bots. I apologise for the poor screenshot though. It's a bit thingy. So let's have a look at your bots. So a couple of 5 stars there as well, which are Laser Optimus, Jetfire, good bots. And I can't believe you're retiring this account when you got 2 5 stars. But you thought of selling it? I'm joking. I'm not commenting on that.
Depends. Make me an offer.
But Yeah.
tell that. Yeah, look, I'm going con because it's quite obvious, really. I think we need a representative on that side, and they need more people. So yeah, I want to.
Look at you rallying the cause now as well.
Yeah, I'm literally going to rally the troops. We're all going con. So if you are an Autobot player and you're getting sick of it, now is the time to switch. The new player bundles come in, and then on the anniversary, you're going to get most likely an old 5-star anyway. So why not? Why not have a con account sat there? It's going to be really good.
So where do you what do you do in events? What do you do points wise and leaderboards?
Leaderboards. Well, since I've been doing the leaderboard news feed now, can't really commit as much. So I'm normally committing about 15,000. You know, at the same time when the event's on, I'm working, so I'm planning what's going to be happening, looking at bundles, answering players' questions. So yeah, I can't really play over the weekend as much because it's when I'm on shift. But when I can, it's normally about 15-20k.
Well, I noticed you got grapple though. So is that in one of the chance crystals, was it? Or
that was one in the chance crystals, yeah.
I bet you didn't go top 5 for that. Or top 10.
I didn't go top 5 for that. Well, it was top 10, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was top 10. No, I wasn't in the top 10. I got a chance crystal.
Well done.
I opened it, and everybody were moaning on Discord they wasn't getting one, and then I got it on my first crystal, so I was like,
wow. It happens.
What's everybody moaning about?
It happens.
It does. So, yeah, I was like, well, now I've got it, I might as well level it, because I was running Rook and... who was I was running? I think it was Alita. But yeah, I just switched to Rook and Grapple.
No, he's a good bot. He is. So yeah, I mean, I've talked in the past about Yanis can't run for the top 100. Is it he can't do? We think he said. I think in the interview. Yeah, I think when I was doing an interview with him, like I said, I've been out to Spaceship. We'll talk a bit about that again later on. I went out to Spaceship, and I think he said that he doesn't run the top 100. He said it like religiously. And for those that don't know, I actually know Yanis's account, where it is, what his name is, but I have sworn to secrecy that I will never tell. A few players do know, but we've all said that it's not fair to sort of out him really and things like that. But he does play at a decent level, and we know that. So what sort of level do the rest of the apes play at? Do you know, or are they around your level?
I've not really spoke to them. I'm obviously outside of the top 100. I don't really want to be in the top 100 anyway. I'd rather people know what my account is. I'm just called Dale on the game.
Do you want to give your Alliance shout out? You can do. If you want. You don't have to.
I don't know how they'd feel about it, so I probably
won't.
Okay. I'm part of a nice alliance. They're really good. They took me in about a year ago, I think, and I've been with them even when I was made a staff member.
So I presume they know.
It's tough. It's tough. I mean, somebody called Dale in your alliance.
That's what I mean. Yeah, because Yanis has hid his really well. But if you're going to be called Dale, then come on, it must know. So.
Well, I'd rather just be open about my account. I'd rather players see what I'm doing. I'd rather just be in the lower alliances. I've got nothing to hide. I'm not saying Yanis has anything to hide or anybody else. I'm just saying I'd just rather people know what I'm doing.
I just think the problem is maybe if you're in a chat with them, they're going to watch the P's and Q's and not really be themselves if they know you're there. Whereas you might get that insight by, being a bit incognito, that you'll get more of an insight into what they really think about. Because I don't know, you might have an alliance chat and they might have a non-Dale alliance chat, so they can talk about things that I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'd obviously watch what I say more if I knew an ape was there. Maybe I wouldn't actually, but
look, I don't judge what people say in the game. If they're bashing the game, that's fine. I'd rather know why they're bashing the game, if I'm honest with you. There's been quite a few times when people have been bashing the game in the VIP chat, and I just DM them. I want to know why they're bashing the game.
Yeah.
I don't mind if people have got something to say, and the game gets people angry at times. I get it. I just want to know why.
Yeah.
I can't do anything if you don't tell me why. It's just how it is. I just need to know why. As long as I'm given a reason why somebody's upset, it's a lot easier.
No, fair enough.
Yeah, it's a lot easier. So I don't mind what people say online. I'm part of various servers. People can vent. That's okay. It's their server. They can do what they like. But it's always good to know why.
So have you done much cup lagooning? You got a high level cup there, so maybe.
Yes, I love Cup Lagoon.
Did you watch my video?
I did watch your video. I
Good,
really
good,
do
good
like
man, good man.
I like Cup Lagoon. I really like it. it just makes the game so much easier, doesn't it?
I say it to everyone, not just plugging my own video. I plug some other people. Sometimes, okay, go and watch that video. Go and watch this. It's really good information. And I say to anyone, listen, before you do any cup lagooning, go and just watch these free videos. You know what? Don't subscribe. I don't care. If you just go and watch them free videos and that is it ever. If you're going to do cup lagooning, go and watch them videos because I've obviously made a lot of mistakes and learned from it. And I'd just rather everyone else not make them mistakes by learning from it.
Yeah.
So.
Look, it's just so much easier to level, isn't it, with Cup? And I think it's dead end on Con. Can't wait till I get him on that side. Because, the exact same thing will be going on. So, Lagoon into dead end. So, that's when the new player bundle arrives. Can't wait for that. Had more information from Hyro last week about it.
So, do you want to talk? While we'll talk about it, do you want to talk about that? So, not everyone will know about that. So, I think I've talked about it last week, I think in my stream, but yeah, from the horse's mouth, so to speak.
Look, Hyro told me we can't. Look, he wanted to do some testing, so I can't give you exact amounts of what's going to happen. But we can talk about it. So please, disclaimer alert. This is
we like disclaimer alerts. I have test server disclaimers every time I go on test server. So disclaimer alert.
Disclaimer alert. This may not make it live, but this is what we're thinking.
Well, let's talk about the things that you know. What is the facts that this is definitely going to happen? So we know it's a new starter bundle.
Yeah, new starter bundle. Full start Optimus Prime or Megatron.
Cool. Is this is this just for people starting a new account? Is that
this is going to be for everybody. No, this is going to be for everybody.
So if you're a HU17 and you don't have Optimus Prime, will you get him?
Yeah, you can just get it. We don't want to make a new player bundle and forget existing players. I don't know if you're in the UK, you see Virgin Media advertising all the time. New customer bundle.
New customers only.
What about me? I've been part of this place for 10 years. What about me?
Well, quick funny story. Dead quick. I was with Virgin Media for quite a while. Switched and then came back. But anyway, they expired my loyalty bonus, and I was paying more than new members. And I was like, how does a loyalty bonus expire? And like you said, that's it's not fair. You exclude higher people, but so if you've already got Optimus Prime, I presume that bundle won't show for you. It's just people that haven't got him.
It will show. Look, these are some of the specifics we need to iron out. What happens when you have it?
Yeah.
You make character shards, so we're not quite sure what's going to happen if you do have it, but it's going to be obtainable. So we're thinking 3-star combiner as well. That's
so you buy the bundle and you get 5 whatever 3-star bots. Is this something for every single combiner, or would just be one? Do we know yet? Or
we're thinking Superior and Devastator.
So the older ones. Makes sense.
Yeah. So one of those. Premium crystals, 100.
Nice.
Thinking of doing that. Spark, 100,000.
Cool.
Combiner Spark, 100,000. Alloy, 10 million. Energon, 10 million. Build bot, 1. If you already have a build bot, we're going to give you 5,000.
Oh, so you get this instead. Great.
Yeah, so if you've already got max build bots, you're going to get 5,000 Shaniks instead. Again, disclaimer alert, may not happen. And then we're going to give them, lots of various crems, red, blue, white, so they can just play with
bit of everything, really. So that's good. That's good. I like
points, 2,500, and fuel cells, 120.
Wow, that's impressive. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. So that's going to just be.
But let's just say that's not guaranteed yet. Disclaimer alert. That's what's been proposed. That could be decreased or increased, and we talk about this a lot when we talk and in the chats and things like that. But that's what's been suggested. But I think that even if that gets clawed back a bit, I still think that's a very good thing to bring to the game.
Yeah, I don't think maybe everything will get through personally because that is stacked. That bundle is stacked. But look, Hyro's proposed it.
Cool.
Hopefully the testing goes okay. Dollar-wise, we're thinking just 20. We don't want to make money on this. It's just licensing fees. So we're looking for the lower price points for everybody.
Nice.
So yeah, it's not a bundle we want to make money on. That's not the purpose of the bundle. The bundle is to get new players in the game. Look, we know giving this bundle is not going to be a quick fix. But again, at the same time, we don't want to boost new players up to HQ 10 or something like that. They need to play the game. And we hope this is a good ground, a good ground to really just play the game, see if they enjoy it, and see if they want to continue with it. So hopefully, disclaimer alert again.
I can see some people in the chat saying like, "Oh, $20, I'm going to buy that." Listen, we're not saying it's going to be available for everyone.
Yeah.
This could be for new players. This could be from HQ 10 below, HQ 8 below for new players to help them out. I talk a lot about in my streams about catch-up mechanics and helping new players out. So this is not going to be across the board available if you're a HQ 17 player. I can't imagine they're going to do a bundle where it's $20 for 100 prems for every single person every day of the week. You know, that's going to have massive implications in the economy. I can't see it, but I can see it for lower players. I understand that to help them out, and I'm all for that.
Yeah, but at the same time, our decision making at the moment is if you are HQ 17 and you don't have Optimus Prime, it's just unfair. If you can't buy it, it's unfair.
Yeah, so it's the main person in the game.
Yeah. So the purpose is we want to try and get this bundle out to everybody, make it available to everybody. But at the same time, this isn't to make money. This isn't to cash in on and things like that. So yeah, we just want to give it to new players, but we want to make it available to all players. That's where it's getting a bit complicated and why we're taking a bit of time testing it. And, this is why, things are not set in stone at the moment, but that's what we're thinking.
Cool.
We know we need to give something to new players to get them in.
But yeah.
That's it. I just saw something very briefly in the chat. James says, honestly, Dale, you need to be stricter on the age requirements because we get young kids coming in. Unfortunately, that's not something we manage. Apple and Google both have their own age verification methods, if you'd like to say. So if people are, a little bit young, they may have, I don't know how they've got past the Google and Apple age verifications, but they're on their side. We don't really manage that side. It's more on their side.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm open about it. My kid had an account and played the game, and maybe that's not a good thing. Maybe it is. Microtransactions, things like that. But hey, he plays Fortnite, and that's even worse for me. At least when I purchase something in the game, I get value for it. He gets a skin. I don't get that, personally. But I think that as long as I mean, how young are we talking? I mean, if we're talking teenagers, it's only natural for teenagers to play games. But I get maybe not opening them up to these sort of microtransactions is not a good thing. But then again, like I said, he plays Fortnite. That's an over 18 game. It's not hard. All you've got to do is when you set up your account for Fortnite, it asks you, do you want to set up a parent account or your own account? That's it. If you decide to set up your own account, you send a little thing saying I'm over 18. You click a button. That's it. And that's sort of like out of the developer's hands. Then they've done that process, done that due diligence, so to speak. So it's very hard to sort of say who is young and who's not. But on touching that subject before we carry on, I think that I think we need to work somehow in global chat because it's well known that the global chat actually in the game is is full of a lot of young kids and quite toxic and.
We're well aware on the global chat.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, it's difficult. Yeah, it's something we spoke about internally, so I can't really give you much information on that one. But we know it's not great. A mute button would do a world of good in there, but it's just can we make it happen? It's quite an old system, that chat.
Well, I've said many a time that I've said to yourself and Yanis that I think that the players appreciate when something does go wrong, and you guys just say, listen, we are going to look at it. We're going to try and do something. We can't guarantee, and that I think means a lot because then people I say that we're going to bring up another subject in a bit, and you're going to laugh, but a lot of things, as long as you say to people, listen, it's coming, they'll be patient.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did a little thing in my Discord about some questions that people have put forward. I mean, a lot of those were things like, can you fix this in the game? And I was like, listen, guys, Dale can't answer that. You best put that to him, put a ticket, whatever, but Dale can't answer those. It's mostly around community or about questions around you. So we sort of stuck to those sort of questions. So if your question doesn't get asked, I apologise. But there's been some good questions. And some funny ones as well. But so the first one's from Grand Galvatron, one of our moderators, and they've asked, how did you get into Transformers before this job? So did you watch the series? Is it Beast Wars? Anything like that?
For me, it was I kind of got into it the weird way, really. I watched the movies first, and then I went back to the comics.
Well, before we carry on, hang on. So do you mean the films? Oh, the movie.
The film, the Michael
Bay. Bayfarmers. Let's just clear that up.
Bayfarmers.
Bayfarmers, yes.
That's how I got into going back and looking
Oh
at
my
comics.
days.
I did the same with Marvel. Endgame, Marvel as well. I watched the movies and then I went back and read the comics. I think Spider-Man's had about 8 variations of comics at this point, so I've given up on
8
that one.
variations in films, yeah.
I know as well.
Honestly.
So yeah, that's how I got into Transformers. Really, I really like the CGI in the movies. I mean, the movies are not great, but the CGI is amazing. Just seeing it all come to life, it's incredible.
I hate Bayformers with a passion. I really do.
Do
And
you hate it?
most Transformers fans do. I mean, honestly, after this little test, and if you're in the stream, you can maybe go and watch. Just as a little bit of a troll, go in the Discord and just say we're thinking about putting Transformers from the Bayformers universe. What do you guys think? And watch the reaction you get. Honestly, put your tin hat on. I use that phrase a lot, but put your tin hat on. Ready? Yeah.
Yeah, I just love the CGI. The CGI,
Yeah.
just to see it all come to life, it's just amazing.
Well, we talked about the new film coming out, hopefully later this year, and I've said that. I mean, someone in my VIP chat, we're just talking about it previously, because what I always do, I always let people know what the stream's going to be about prior, whereas when everyone else gets a lot less notice. It's just something that I try and do for my VIP members.
Yeah.
And I put it in there. We talk about the new film briefly and things like that, and they said that all they need to do is the first 10 minutes. You've seen a Bumblebee film, I presume. Take the first 10 minutes of the Bumblebee film and just explain that and make a film out of that. And that would sell. Just the origin of where, there's never been anything that sort of explains where the whole Autobots and Decepticons came from, apart from in the comics. Even in the cartoon series, it starts with them on Cybertron and leaving. There's nothing sort of, I'm pretty sure, animated officially that explains the origins of it. And I don't get that. I get that it's made not for true Transformers fans more. It's made for, people just want to watch an action film. But I think it needs to be done, and I hope that the next film will be that. But I doubt it will, sadly.
No, I can't remember where they took off from the last film because it's been so
Unicron.
long. I think
it left with Unicron being sort of discovered, so to speak.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't imagine that being good. I can't, for how big Unicron was and how in the lore and how the Transformers, film, how big he was as a character and how, he's sort of put on a pedestal. They've got to do it right, and they never do.
I'll still go to the cinema and watch it. So.
Oh yeah, listen, I will still go to cinema. I will walk in, I will watch it, and I will be so annoyed all the way through and walk out stomping my feet like with every single Transformers film apart from Bumblebee I've ever watched.
Yeah.
So yeah. I just want to go back to this. Before we ask another question as well, your war team as well. We'll put this on screen, and then people can just have a look at that as well. That's generally your war team that you use. Looks pretty good. But we'll go on to the next question. So this question's quite interesting from Takikoma187. So, you ready for this? How was the modern concept of what Transformers now represents affect your outlook on life?
Well, my friend was he's not a voice actor, but he does a sick Optimus Prime voice.
Nice.
So now every time he's like, oh no, he does the. I think he puts the Linkin Park because I game with him as well, so he puts on the Linkin Park theme tune, and then he goes, "Oh no, bots!" He does a line.
No, not that song. That song, no, that's Bayformers, no.
No,
Put a bit of Stan Bush on. Put Stan Bush on.
He's proper cringy about it. So yeah, to be fair, I've always got a work mind on anyway, so I'm always thinking about what to do. I'm kind of crazy at the moment because there's nothing else to do in lockdown. So you could say I've gone kind of crazy with the whole franchise at the minute. There's something else to do, so I'm always thinking about what we can do, what we can improve, and things like that. Just weird things.
Next question. So this is from Roll Tide. And he's put half out in advance. Does Space 8 plan new bot releases, and how do they decide which bots? So I think that a lot of it's down to the toys. I've talked about that for the past, but is it a year? Is it a rolling year, or how they decide the characters?
They have a discussion with. Well, to be fair, I've not really been part of the meeting yet with Hasbro, so I can't really tell you the exact process as it is. But from what I know, is Yanis speaks to Hasbro in around about November. I think he's talked about it briefly last stream actually. When I was on it, he speaks to Hasbro and they give him ideas and they say, look, we're going to be doing this and you can do this and that. And then they just pull together some bots together. They show Hasbro approves it, and then we get them in the game. Hasbro has quite a bit of influence on what bots go into the game, but at the same time they do respect our decisions on what we make for the game. So I can't really give you a concrete answer on that until November time, when I'm actually part of that process.
So is that every November they review it again for the next year? Is that what they do?
I think Yanis mentioned something on last stream. It was either October or November they discuss bots for the next year.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So I presume that. I mean, you can't say. I'm just saying this out loud. That I presume a lot of Beast Wars are going to be coming because of the new, obviously Transformers series that's out. So I presume that will come. And I think there's no coincidence that we've seen a lack of them. I think it's in preparation for that. No doubt. Last November.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, last November, no doubt that Hasbro have said, listen, this is coming out. And they've gone, right, okay, well, whatever plans we've got for Beast Wars will save till then, and they'll probably incorporate it at the same time, maybe. As a guess, like I said, I'm just sort of speaking out. You don't have to confirm or anything, but, I think that's a given. That they're going to tie in together with the toys, and, like, when there was a bit of thing saying, oh, is it going to be Retgar, is it going to be Grapple, because it's suited both, I was like, it's going to be Grapple, because Grapple's there as a toy. So no doubt it'd be Grapple.
I think the assumptions you're making are fine.
Yeah. Without going too much into it, saying too much.
Yeah.
So a good one that I want to ask, but it's been asked by GoBot66, and he's asked, is there a chance for more community events?
Yes, I really want to do a community event, but it's what kind of community event do we want to do? I got showed the last event you did, I think, where you all had to spend spark and energy on to get a certain reward. I'd much rather do it alongside a leaderboard event. And just total everybody's scores, and at the end, you just unlock rewards on everybody compiled together. We're all working together. That's what I'm thinking at the minute for a community event. Is we all work together and we all hit scores. Not sure how possible that is yet. So disclaimer alert. Not sure how possible that is. But for me, for a community event, that's something I'm thinking. I don't want to do a community event what we've done before. It would be easier because it's just we have done it before and we can just do that same event again because the technology is there. We don't have to code anything or change anything. But yeah, for sure, I want to bring in more community events. I'd like to probably do one around the anniversary. I think it just would make sense for what we're trying to do. So I think, after the anniversary event, we'll probably have one there, and probably I'll try and get one in for Christmas as well. I don't want to make them too common where you get bored of them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I would like to mix up the events. And get something going. So that's what I'm thinking. Compile everybody's scores together. We all work on the same team. We unlock rewards and like a tier system going up. Cool. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, the next question sort of ties in with the next sort of subject in terms of sort of the development of Discord and development of the team and things like that. And so Leader One has asked, can we take a break from the new releases for a month, just to focus on fixing bugs?
It's difficult. No matter how many times you fix a bug, you fix one thing, another bug will appear. It's just how coding is. It's so tough to make a game clean. We're seeing. You've probably seen all the reports on Cyberpunk on how buggy that has been.
Yeah.
I mean, everything they fix, it creates something else. So I think that's a good demonstration. Look, I know it's a bad example. It's a PC game. It's way, it's been played by millions and millions and millions of players. So I get that. I do appreciate. Very different, but I'm just saying that no matter how many bugs you fix, there's always going to be bugs in a game, and it's always going to be a catch up. It's always a catch up. I'm afraid.
Well, I've spoke to you again about this. What I don't understand is that I think that the team is very small. I mean, is it 4 or 5 members in the team? I think
so. There's me.
Direct members. I mean, people just for Transformers, not artists, not directly. Other aspects. Just Transformers.
Yeah, so there's me, Hyro, Jack, Yanis, Fabian. So 5 people. The game that I supported for 10 years prior to this had 3 people.
Right.
They had 10,000 players a day, so they had smaller numbers. They didn't do any community talking. They didn't have a community manager, so they're very enclosed on what they did. Big difference here. There's more people. We've got people. I'm so surprised that Yanis, Fabian, Jack, even Hyro talk to people in Discord.
Yeah.
All the games I've played, I've never known direct contact with developers like this.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe there's games other people have played where they've had similar, like direct access to devs. But games I have, we've never had a Discord server with staff in it. And the game I supported for 10 years, you know, we had about 400 people online every day on that site. It was very busy, and we had no acknowledgement from, you know, from the people who run the game.
yeah.
It was ridiculous.
I think what hit home for me. Sorry, I think what hit home for me was going back a bit to the visit to Space Ape. Was sort of half through the day, half through the time I spent there. I can't remember who it was. I spoke to someone, and it's someone that I'd previously had dealings with, but it's not Jack. It was someone else. I can't remember for the life of me. But it sort of said, yeah, well, I'll have a bit of a drink, not a beer, just a drink and that. They just said, have you got any questions or anything? I went, yeah. I said, I've got loads of questions, and I remember one question. And I think Deb was there. There was another guy there that's on the development side that I never met before, and this guy that I sort of knew. And I said, Prime Rush, when's it getting fixed? And the reaction was, oh. And I was like, wow. I mean, it's like don't. Honestly, we have literally exhausted everything we possibly can. We've tried everything we can. Trust me, we're as sick of this as you guys. We want this addressed and sorted. I mean, it's Optimus Prime. The main bot in the game, and everything we try, it's just not fixing like that. And for me, I saw their frustration. So when people are like, "Oh, just fix the bugs, just fix them," I had that insight that it's not a case of they're just like, "Oh, well, we'll fix that whenever." It's like they've tried and tried and tried, and just can't get it to seem to work.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, there are bugs like that. You fix one thing, it breaks something else. But what I will say with a team, in regards to it being too small, is no matter how many people you've got on a team, you always want more.
Yeah.
I mean, if we had 10 people, I would say it'd be a bit more tedious on getting things done, because you'd have so many things going into the game. It may break more things. People are maybe not synced up because half the team are working from home at the minute. I mean, they do obviously communicate quite a lot, but just more people, it's just. I don't know. I quite like the team at the moment, team size. But yeah, if you give me 10 people, I'd find tasks for them all. I'd probably want 15.
Maybe.
And then when I got 15, I'd want 20.
I think it's just frustrating that, I mean, sometimes a battle, especially in wars at top levels, can, on a knife edge, that one little change can make a big difference. And that's where I think where a lot of the frustration about replays come from, because you need that all information possible to get that perfect score. Not every time, but most times, by copying things and doing things right. So when you decide that you want to do a Prime Rush and you watch a replay and you see someone Prime Rush and you copy that exactly and get a different result, or you do an attack and you say to someone, listen, I've done this, it works great, here's the replay, and when you look at it, it's not the same. That's a frustration, that the inconsistency. If something's like, I get that Sentius Magnus is a bit broken in terms of wall humping, but I know not to include him on a rush team, not to rely on him for pathing. That's standard, because he always pretty much wall humps just the way he is, and I get that. Whereas Optimus Prime is very much like maybe 80% of the time at work, and that 20% it won't. And I think that's the frustration, where it's not consistent bug. That's the worst ones, the ones that just prop up every now and again.
Yeah, and Yanis is going to be looking at the replay system, as he mentioned on the last stream, which is good. I think that's because when I started, I think the consensus of the replay system was it was just way out. It's such an old, complex system that any changes made to it would probably make it worse. So to have Yanis even agree to look at it is very positive. If he can't fix it, the system must be very complex, because he's very talented at what he does.
Yeah, you asked that in the past to me. I've got to say that, and I believe when you say that. And like I said, in terms of the game development and his ambitions, then I can't fault any of the apes at all. I really can't. My only frustration, I think, is where maybe I see the game obviously going and where they go, but then that's the same in the playtest chat. I will see a certain bot going this way, someone else see it this way, and you've all got an opinion, and I get that. But for me, and I've said this many a time, and I don't mind, I shout it from the rooftops, that for me, my main goal, my long-term goal, is for newer players to get an advantage by having newer bots better. So I don't see the point in having newer bots come out, and then the older bots are better, and then players like myself have got bots they've had for 3 years, and you're like, I'm set. no one can beat me because I've got a bot that's 3 years old and it's very hard for you to get. Whereas newer players should be able to get a bot that's better than that bot and go, you know what, Wozza? You can play for the game for 5 years. I could start a new account up now and maybe over 2 years catch you up. Yes, I'll have to spend and put a lot of effort in and all that, but by buying newer bots, they can catch up quicker by having superior bots than what I've got, unless I get no new bots. So it's trying to kind of keep people on an even keel by not having bots, because obviously, as I've gone on, I've been missing a few bots. Apologies for my dog crying. I've had this before. It always happens at the wrong moment. She's on heat again, so yeah, apologies again. It always happens. But anyway, sorry. No work with kids and animals, way. And yeah, a lot of my frustration comes around that, to be honest with you. And I just hope that we can sort of I think the newer bots are getting better, and I think that's a point proven. So yeah, here's to hoping that continues. And I just want older bots as well to be relevant. I'm not saying every bot has to be the best in the game. We start doing the rework on the Warriors, and that's coming a lot better and looking great. But hopefully, like I said, we can have every bot relevant. I don't want any person getting a bot from the game and being really frustrated or wanting to throw their device at the wall, say, because of this, say.
Yeah.
So.
Is that okay?
I've got a Malamute. She's a Malamute, so she doesn't cry. She howls. So yeah, but yeah, come here, oi, come here, you pest. Anyway, back to the stream. you can't plan it, honestly. So you did talk about ticket times and having new members in.
Yes.
So when are we going to actually see them come in? Because I've got a ticket that's been there for 10 days. Forget anyone else. I just thought about my ticket. But seriously though, when should we sort of see like a turnaround of faster ticket times? And do we know how long they're? Because they've got to be trained up, and they've got to be, and it's hard as well because you've not got because of coronavirus, you haven't got that sort of place where you can train them all centrally. You've got to do it over camera meetings, whatever. But
yeah, we're making progress on tickets. It doesn't look like that at the moment. Because some people have obviously still got some outstanding tickets that have not been solved. But yeah, we're making good ground on them. That's what I'll say. Look, we know ticket response times are not great. I mean, anything over, I'd say 4 days is super bad. We know that. We know it needs to change. That's why we brought on so many people. We just move people around. So yeah, not much training needs to happen. It's people who've been with Space 8 for a long time. They understand the game. We've just been moving people around. I think Jack made the announcement. When was it? I think a month ago now. That we was bringing on more people to the support team. And look, we need it. We need that help and support. But we was never going to answer every single ticket in a week. It's not even going to take a month. I think maybe 3 months. They've got to make ground on the current situation. Once they make ground, it's about keeping it at a good response time. Yeah. They have to make ground. As soon as they make up ground, we cannot let it get behind again. And when it does, we know this time that we need to move more people over again. Because I don't think what we've done is we've adapted. We kind of had tons of tickets come in, and we've not really managed that demand very well, as you can see. But hopefully, with the new people in time, will get solved. And we'll see a big improvement on that. I mean, look, we all know it needs to change, but we knew it was never going to change in a week. Max is managing all that. I'm sure you know Max. He used to manage. Going back into Max's, I don't really want to bring Max up, but he's the one who's, making these changes, and he used to manage Blizzard's customer support, and they have 24-hour ticket turnaround time. So, with Max running the place and Max managing these support people and making the changes to support, I've got so much positivity, and this is going to be so much better. There's just no way that he will make this any worse. I think the support team is in the right hands. That's what I'm trying to say.
You can see that it's making progression, and I think, like I said, maybe it's was just by chance. Like I said, a lot of that was when you sort of joined, and whether Space 8 decided to invest. Because, like I've said openly that before that, I didn't think the game was dying, but for me, it seemed like there was a problem because it seemed to me that in any company, when you're struggling, you start to look at your costs, and obviously the biggest cost outlay is usually your staff members in some way. And so, if you want to do a cost-cutting exercise, you try and get efficient as possible. And so, when we saw the team dwindling and going down, and so some familiar faces disappearing from Transformers Earth Wars, that sort of caused a bit of worry. And you start to think that why are they cutting back a bit?
Yeah, I understand the worry. You know, when you see staff leaving your game, it's not really a positive sign, is it? You think the worst. You think, oh, maybe they're giving up the game and things like that. When I did my interview, I never had the sense that that's what they were doing. I mean, when I applied for this job, I think it'd been up for a few months already. I think they just never found the right person.
Yeah.
So I think anybody joining the team has to be the right fit. You can't just hire anybody. And it's the same with the support team as well, you know, moving people around, you know, it just can't be anybody. It needs to be people who understand the game, who know the game.
Yeah.
When you submit a ticket, they need to know the answer. But I also think players can do their part as well. You know, when you send a ticket, I've made ticket templates in Discord, use them. You know, send as much as you can. I've seen a lot of tickets where they go, just for a quick example, I want to recover my account, give me the password. or give me the recovery code. What? We can't do that. You know we can't do that. We take protection or user protection, player protection very seriously. We're not just going to hand over anybody's account. And even if you're so sure you're the owner of that account, you know, if we slack on these rules only the tiny bit, I mean, I'll be making a ticket tomorrow to get into, you know, Spa's account. You know, if it was that easy, you know, it just
True.
we just can't make it easy. It's such a we want to protect players' accounts. There's some people who have done so much things in this game. It would be a nightmare if they lost their account, and that's why we take it so seriously.
Yeah.
We have to know you're the owner of the account, and that's why it's so important to send all the information you can when you send a ticket. And that's why I'm making ticket templates. You know, you need to recover your account, ticket template. Send all you can.
Yeah.
All you can.
I get people get frustrated because they want their account back, but I also understand obviously your position. So I think that it's just making sure that everyone understands you've got to get that, go through that template, make sure you do it right first time. It'll speed the process up for you guys, speed up for them.
Yeah.
It's just getting that information out there.
The amount of times I've seen emails go back and forth, like, I want the password back. Okay, so then you're waiting a week on a response, which isn't great anyway. But you're waiting on a response to say, well, we need more info. So that's another week added onto your ticket, and then you will reply with still not enough information.
Yeah.
You know, and then you're waiting even longer for a ticket. So yeah, it's always best you get one shot at that ticket. And I always see people respond to their ticket as well, so it kind of bumps the ticket. Don't respond to your ticket going, you know, you've not replied to me yet. Don't do that. Just leave your ticket there, because it counts as an update on the ticket, so it kind of puts it back a little bit because you've updated it. So yeah, don't respond to your ticket saying, you know, have you answered this? Have you seen this? It's just going to make it longer. Just keep your ticket there. Make sure when you submit a ticket, you put all your information there. And if we do our part, the support will do their part. And look, we'll have faster ticket times in no time. And yeah, with Max managing it, look, Blizzard have one of the best supports in the gaming industry. If he can't fix it, nobody can. So I'm fully optimistic. This ticket situation, yeah, it's not great now, but it will be.
Yeah, I think that a big criticism I have of the Apes, I've always said that for quite a while now. I couldn't put my finger on it, and I think that the problem is more they're reactive than proactive. I think some things in the game, it goes wayward for quite a while, then they go, all right, well, we might have to look at that. Whereas just nipping out in the bud, and I get it's a time constraint and resources and things like that, but for me, like I said, replays, this should have been sorted years ago, replays, and why has it took this long now for them to say, okay, we're going to look at replays now? I'm not guaranteed, but why has it took that long to even look at it? You know, that should have been looked at as soon as replays started to, I mean, they're never this bad, it's as the game's developed, but I'm going back to HQ 6.15 maybe, when it started to go a bit wayward, and that's where it should be like, right, we need to look at this and long term think about how we can fix it, you know.
Yeah, I think you make a good point there that the game has got way more complex and it's becoming more of an issue now. I think you make a very good point there, and I think that is the reason why. CJ has also said, sorry, I just want to pick up on what somebody said in the chat. Space Ape has too many greedy people on their board. It's a money-making entity, just as all criminal enterprises designed to make money. They make too many millions without reinvestment on staff. I mean, since I've come in, I mean, the team has grown. I mean, if anything, they're spending money. I mean, we've got new support members. I've come on board. It doesn't look like to me that they're cutting costs. And Max, look, he's the managing director of Space Ape. I cannot speak any more positive about Max. You know, he is so down to earth. He really wants the best, not just for Space 8, for the staff, for the players. You can definitely tell he's, you know, managed at different companies and he's so experienced in what he does. I don't agree with that at all, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I think that I think that everyone needs to understand that it is a business. At the end of the day, they do need to make money. But I think that there's a lot of frustration, and we can talk. We can talk about it now, but a lot of frustration comes from no guarantees, and even we've talked about that about guarantees. And I don't think the shards are right. I don't mind saying this, that in the playtest chat, I think every single member of the playtest said 5,000 shards is about right, which is about $200 guaranteed. And then the apes came in and said, no, it's going to be 7,500. And as soon as it came out, everyone was saying it should be lower. It's too high. And it's just like a case of, we did say this, and I get that they're going to listen to us, but I get that, one play tester might say this, another this, another this, and they're going to pick and choose. But when you've got a unanimous decision of the play testers saying this is not right, this is not good for the economy in some way, I get that they're cautious, but I think that they need to consider it and think, right, well, we've got everyone agreeing here, so there's definitely something wrong.
Yeah, I think with any game, you have to start really. Economy is very easy to get out of hand.
I agree.
Hyro it's very easy to get an economy out of hand. If Hyro is if he's not delicate, the whole game is just not gonna.
Oh, 100%.
It's not gonna progress well. And I always think it's healthy to start really high. So yeah, 7,500. It's good to start high because you can bring it down. You can easily bring it down. If you start at 5,000, it's difficult to bring it up because people have already hit that milestone. People won't be happy with it going up anyway. So yeah, it's easier to scale down rather than scale up.
Yeah, I get that, but I still think even at 5,000, the way the game's progressed, I think for a 4-star bot that are not as irrelevant for a lot of players because of 5 stars being, and I get that's the way the economy has gone, that inflation has caused 5 stars to be more available in the game, so 4 stars are not as desirable. So to even then, knowing that, I think that personally they value 4 stars too highly. Like we talk about in the leaderboard, about the 4-star making that the sort of pivot of the leaderboard, where it's not, it's more the 5-star shards. And like I said, the value in terms of shards, 7,500 shards for a 4-star. I think that's the main problem, how they value 4 stars. The way they value 5 stars, yeah, I agree. They should be highly valued. They should be rare. And until we've talked about the anniversary event, we're going to give a 5-star away, most likely. Before that, I see people in the chat saying we should have 5 stars. I'm like, don't be silly. And for them to do that, that's huge. And I think it's amazing. But they should value them 5 stars that high, that it is rare. But the 4 stars are just valued too much, and especially since now we've got how many bots in the game, so you've got, there's so little chance to get said bot that, I just think that, 4 stars need to be considered when they consider these things and, revalued on their worth, I think.
Yeah, I think drop rates is such a sensitive topic as well, because in any game you play where there's drop rates, you always want it to be higher. Even if it was at 10%, we'd want it at 15%.
Yeah.
20%, we want it at 30%. So yeah, that one's more for Hyro.
Yeah, I have said there's been a few questions around economy and things. I said, listen, let's say that for Hyro if we can get him on. But
that is one, definitely for Hyro. But look, like you said a minute ago, the game is a business. A game has to make money, no matter what game it is. Yep. It has to make money. It has licenses to pay because Hasbro give us Transformers to use. And we're not even talking about server costs or anything. So yeah, when we come to sell the new player bundle, for example, we won't make anything on that.
Yeah.
It's at the lowest price point we can, and that's just an example. That's just going to keep the servers online. From DDoS attacks when people want to take it down and you can't get on the game. It's just things like that we need to take into account. Just licenses fees and server fees. It's not just publishing a game on the App Store and that's it. Anything you make, you get. You have to pay Apple, you have to pay Google, you have to pay Hasbro, you have to pay the servers.
Yeah, I get that.
It's a lot of costs in a game.
I get personally, I wouldn't change cells and coins. I mean, you'd always want it cheaper, but I think they're okay the way they are. And I think the problem is that 80% of the values in the game are pretty much spot on, but those 20% are way off. That's the problem, I think. I mean, I talk about the shop where you can go and buy Energon, and it costs you 30,000 coins to fill your Energon. I mean, wow. Do you know what I mean? Like $100 to fill your Energon that you can go and do in 5 battles. It's just little things like that. You're like, why is that even in there? Who in their right mind is going to spend $100 to fill your Energon? You know what I mean? That's like,
Yeah.
but if that was more enticing, if that was, say, 500, 300 coins, I'd consider doing that because that's less time I can. Because on a Thursday night, I do my resource farming in
Yeah.
terms of energy and alloy ready for the event. If I could maybe buy some, like, fill that for like 500 coins, and again, it's very cheap, but maybe I'd do Zen farming instead. I wouldn't just be lazy and not do it. It means I can do Zen farming. I'm still spending coins, so I'm spending money on something for you guys and resource in the game. And it's very hard to get that cost. I get it,
Yeah.
but from considering I'm saying 500 maybe to 1,000, I don't think anything more than 1,000 is reasonable. To be 30,000, it's like, well, that's crazy. Do you know what I mean? That's a crazy.
Crazy, yeah.
It's just an example, like I said, but
Yeah.
it's just there's certain values that are overvalued, and I get it. Like I said, I get it, but yeah, this thing needs to be considered really. Um,
But what I will say is Hyro's listening. Anything I've gone to Hyro, he's listening.
yeah,
We
I can
wanted
see
to
that as well. Yeah,
wanted to
leaderboards.
change leaderboards.
you know.
Yeah, he's happy to listen. Bundles, he's listening to players on bundles. So yeah, I said at the start of the year, I think this year is going to be a big year for the game in terms of opening up the Discord server, changing the VIP status, the new player bundle as well. I still stick to that. I think it's going to be a good year for the game.
I agree, and I think like a lot of that was like I said about the top 10. We can see that Hyrule is opening up to it, but I mean we're going to talk about this anyway. But we'll talk about it now. But
Yeah.
and I don't understand why the top 10 was reduced. I get we haven't because they've improved the rewards higher up, but if it was less productive in terms of making money or points or anything like that, I'd be like, yeah, you know what, we tried it, it didn't work, and we've scaled it back. I understand that, but on all accounts, it's the most successful leaderboard I've ever had, and then they scale it back. I just don't understand the thinking in that.
I think I can't speak for Hyro because he'll make the decision on the leaderboard either way.
Yeah.
But I do think he's very open to doing it again. Maybe we do it a different way. We're not sure yet. But I never got a no from him, and I made sure it was very clear that when the leaderboard ended and before he did his post-mortem on how it went, I made very clear that players just did not have enough time to plan for a 4-star bot in the top 10. So that's why I think we will maybe run it again. Maybe. That's my personal opinion. Disclaimer, please don't think we will.
Is it because it was a certain bot? Because for me, they were very much stuck on this one being a leaderboard, and I've seen that you even said that the past one maybe was decided it should have been a leaderboard when it shouldn't, or I'm not too sure exactly what you meant by that. As in, like, was it decided late or? But
so basically, there was a leaderboard on that. I thought there was a leaderboard on that day, but the schedule didn't say there was a leaderboard.
Right.
Then we changed it back to what it was. So we changed it to what the event was, what I posted on Discord. And then I think we had people in the chat saying, and look, genuinely, we had people posted in the chat. I thought it was a leaderboard this week. We've done all our bidding because players bid for weeks on this kind of thing. They prepare for weeks. And when
mine
we changed
did
it
last week, yeah.
Yeah, so Monday, Kate, it was the Monday, and obviously the event is on the Friday, and we changed it. And they, players were like, well, we've just been bidding on a leaderboard, and this has just all been a waste of time. So Hyro had to do a lot of work to, as we can't really put in events or change them. It's, the system just doesn't support that, and he had to do a lot of work, to put it back to what the plan was. But yeah, there was never supposed to be a leaderboard there, never.
Right.
We had to go with it because, we had players in the Discord chat saying,
that explains a lot. Then.
Yeah, we've been planning it, and this is why this leaderboard is so close. We never wanted it to be this close, and really the leaderboard should have been last weekend, but we postponed it a week because we wanted to try and get in the new 5-star bots.
Yeah, and then it was on Easter, and then you got a lot of flack for that. So. And
it was on Easter, and look, I'll take that on the. I had no idea it was Easter. And
no, you know what? I'll defend you guys because you said. Well, I'll tell you about the process. So it was announced about the leaderboard, and we all said in the playtest chat that it wasn't right being so close. And it was too soon. And then I think it was Pablo Blaz made a good point. He said, listen, people aren't going to run for this leaderboard knowing the 5-star batch is going to come out soon. They're going to save for that. So this leaderboard is going to be a duck. But
Yeah.
if we can get the 5-star batch out before that, it might help people's, to want to level the bot. And I think the apes looked at it and went, that's probably a reasonable adjustment we can make. And we all said, and I think the apes, I can't think it was Hyro, said, we can maybe push it back a week. And we were all like, yeah, push it back a week. Let's get this 5-star batch out. And I think we were so focused around getting that 5-star batch out early and trying to improve the leaderboard for everyone else that we didn't really look at the dates.
No,
and then it was announced, and then we were like, race plan. And we're like,
look, we had no idea, did we? In truth, in the UK, Easter is not as big as it is in America, I think.
Well, it depends how old you are. If you're 8 years old, it is. But
Well, for me, I'm not doing anything on Easter. No disrespect to people who are, but I didn't. I definitely underestimated the amount of people who do take part in Easter. So yeah, we'll definitely make sure that doesn't happen again. But for leaderboard wise, I was just thinking about players bringing out those 5-star bots again. If it happened last weekend, there was no chance them bots could have made it. There was just no chance. But there was a small chance they could make it the next weekend without changing the schedule too much, because we have core events already in the plan where we can't change this, the schedule too much, as you know. For example, the anniversary events are all core. People say to me, well, can't you just do it, bring it back a week or push it back a week? Well, if we push all our events back a week, then our anniversary event is a week later, and then all our Christmas events are in, all our Christmas events we'll celebrate it in January. So we we have to be quite strict.
Yeah, I get
that. It's not always the the best thing to do, but we do try and work with players to make sure the schedule fits everybody. But this one was just it was tough.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, even I'll take a part of that flack and the play testers and such, that we just didn't think ahead. But it came from a good place. That's what I'm saying. We didn't try and think, oh, let's make it on Easter and let's make it hard for everyone. We tried to do something good for the community, and that was the idea. But I'm kind of glad, because I was planning on missing this. I said it in the chat, and it's true. I was planning on missing it, but now the 5-star batch should be here before leaderboard. I'm pretty confident on that. Testing's going well. I always try and say as much as I can without giving too much away. But for me, there's one more improvement to be made. For the bots, I think are set. They're set and ready to go of a good standard. And then there's one more that needs a slight improvement, on my opinion. Whether that gets changed or not, it's down to Fabian. We've all put our thoughts in, and I think that after that, it's ready to go. So it means weekend now, so we've got 4 more days to get it set, and I think that's doable. It's only one change that we've all pretty much said and agreed on, really. It depends on Fabian now whether he wants that. One bug and one change. And once that's done, it's ready to go, and it's looking good. It is looking like a good batch.
Good.
I said that all along, that I want this batch to be considered for a good batch. Maybe it won't be as good as the last one, because the last one was so good, but I don't want any duds. And then Fabian actually said in the chat that, yeah, I've seen people say that some chats are poor, but then they pull from them. I'm like, yeah, because they're trying to chase the one good one. Not because it's a good batch, because people want Optimus Prime and they want it so much. They'll go into, batch 2 is good, it's a bad example, but let's say you want a jet and you pull from batch 3. You're not going for Jazz, you're going for a jet, but you will keep pulling till you get that. I know one person was in my Discord and they pulled from batch 2. And I was like, why? Why pull from batch 2 when you've got some other ones? It's like, I just want Megatron. I don't care how many pulls it's going to take me. I want a 5-star Megatron. I don't care how good the bot is. I just love Megatron that much that I want it. And that's alien to me, because I judge it on how effective a bot is, no matter who it is. But he just wanted that 5-star Megatron, and he pulled 5-star Barricade, and he was distraught. And I don't want that. I want it, I want Megatron, but I've got Barricade, but wow, he's good. But it's general perception that batch 1 is quite poor, batch 3 is quite poor, batch 5 isn't too good, 4 and 7 are the best. It shouldn't be that, in my opinion, and I get it's going to be, but I didn't want that batch to be, this batch to be one of those batches. And hopefully it's not. It's looking good. So yeah.
I think for the last few batches, Fabian and Yanis have listened to you a little bit more as playtesters.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And I think that's the way they're going to do things now. I think they're starting to trust you as a team.
Yeah.
Starting to take on your opinions. And look, the games I've played, I've not even spoke to developers. So for them to come on Discord and speak to you guys as a team and work with you rather than against you to make a batch what's good for everybody. Long may it continue, I hope. I don't think that pick will ever go away anytime soon, because I think you're all doing a grand job. So, good job.
Good to know.
And hopefully that comes out next week on Thursday. I'm sure they'll demonstrate it on stream.
I think I will actually on Wednesday. I normally get it before then because it's normally done by the newsletter, and we're sort of told you can usually showcase them after the newsletter comes out. So fingers crossed. If it's not on Wednesday, then I'll be showing them on Thursday, definitely after the stream, because I get the apes tend to show them a bit, but they don't really put them through the paces like I do. So
well, maybe I can speak to Jack on Monday and give you the clearance to do it. And all the content creators to do it this next week if they're ready.
Yeah, we normally do on the Wednesday. That's a given, really. But unless they say otherwise. But
I'll
we tend
get you
to.
that clearance if they're ready.
Well, NJ Hoist in the chat, so I'm sure he'll appreciate that. And I think Sky will be asking about it. I think in the chat. So generally Wednesday unless we're told otherwise. But I always check with Jack first, and especially like in exclusives. I always say to him, "Are we okay just covering this?" And he goes, "Yeah, you're fine." Okay, I'm good to go.
Let me just write that down. So when I do speak to Jack.
Honestly, it's fine because I'll speak to him anyway. I'll ask him anyway. I always do on these. So yeah, going a bit of fun now. So some funny. Have you got any funny questions from Discord? So while you're sort of thinking about it, I'll tell you a couple of my funny stories. It's an idea. It's well known in my chat. We talk about it a few times that when I first started doing streams, I did a lot of videos prior, and last year I started doing streams when I started on lockdown. I mean, I thought we're locked down for 2 weeks. I said I'll do a stream every day, just while we're on lockdown, and then that lasted months. So yeah, it was I think I did 100 streams in 100 days, so it was an absolute nightmare, but it was good. It made the channel what it is as well. But I remember one guy, I was like, yeah, listen guys, this is a live chat, so if you've got any questions, put it in the chat. So everyone was like, what do you think of this bot, what do you think of this? And one guy was like, how much do you weigh? It's like, what? It's like, where's that come from? Like, why does that even matter how much I weigh? I mean, I'm not embarrassed, do you know what I mean? Like that. But I was like, why do you even want to know that? Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. And then I think like I had one guy as well message me on YouTube saying, hey, can you buy me a bundle? I'm like, what? He wanted me to buy him a bundle for his account. He wanted me to send him $20 or something. I was like I'm going to do that. Like, I'm just going to go, yeah, here, bud. Anyone that requests a bundle, what do you want? Yeah, here you go. Here's a $20 bundle for $100. Yeah, no problem. Here you go. I'll give you a bundle. But
well, at least he asked. At least he asked the question. If you don't,
I know,
if you don't ask, you
oh
don't
my
get.
days.
If you don't ask, you don't get.
And then and then there's obviously like the test server questions. I mean, you guys, I'm glad you come out and said Computron's coming soon. But my days, you need to come out and tell us when Overlord is coming out and Omega Supreme in that 5-star part and how much it's going to cost. Because not for any other reason, just for the simple reason that I am sick and tired of being asked, to the point where even Grind Time asked me the other day. I was like, really?
I'll tell you what, I've actually got the cost here.
Wow, this is exclusive then, I think. Yeah.
Exclusive.
Are you sure you can say this? Yeah.
I'm gonna say it. The cost is. Let me find it. 20,000 5-star shards. I'm joking. I'm kidding. Don't worry. I just wanted to see your reaction. Your reaction there was. If we could picture that reaction, love it. No, it's not 20,000. Look, we don't even know.
Oh my.
We'll know more information next
I nearly had a
month,
heart attack then. I was like, I'm never getting him.
I hope I got a few of you.
Fair play.
No, look, we know we need to give more information on the 5-star part. It's coming. I think Hyro said on stream we're settling for mid-May.
Okay, that's good to know. Yeah.
I think he's settled on that date.
But again, we know roughly now. That's fine. So people can start asking me. Listen, it's going to be around May. Fine. Yeah. Perfect. I'm great with that.
I think we'll know. I think we'll probably know more about currency around. Maybe this time next month we can talk about the costs and things like that. But yeah, cool. Mid-May is what Hyro said on stream.
Cool.
That's the date we want to settle for. Obviously, if we push any, events back or anything like that, it may be later on May. But I think it'll be coming May.
So you heard that, guys? Stop asking. It's coming in May. Computron's coming soon. Leave it out. Okay, there we go. So go on, funny memories, funny stories from Discord. You must have some funny stories and funny questions that you've had. Things that happen.
Nothing really. More people asking me for 5-star shards on the Discord server.
Yeah, I said in my server that one of my moderators, Sharks, he has 5-star codes. Just so he got. There was a guy years ago on Facebook. I think it was called Jono. I think he was in our alliance, and we all just kept putting on Facebook Listen, guys, brand new feature coming to the game. If you want any 5-star shards, this is the guy speak to him and tagging him. And then everyone would just be tagging him, saying, Jono, I want 5-star shards. I want 5-star shards. And he'd come in the chat going, I can't believe we've just done that. And we'd do it like every month to him. And just get everyone doing it. It's appalling. It's awful trolling, but it was quite funny.
Yeah, I think, yeah. Stories, I've not really got many. People ask me a lot about support, but I don't really do any support. I can only read tickets. I don't reply to them.
Why is that though? Why would they not have you report? Is it just because you got enough to do already? But
yeah, I think I've got too much to do at the minute. I want to open up the server. We want to, I'm writing new things in our knowledge base. I'm.
Do we know when the server's going to be open yet, or officially, or?
Well, we're waiting on IT to fix the bot. We
Okay.
had some dialogue with them last week about the server. We want to be able to enlist people to, who want to be VIP to the bot. So we're just got to make some few adjustments to that. And then we'll be able to release the server. So yeah, if you're not VIP at the moment, you'll be able to enlist with a bot instead of making a ticket going, "Can I be VIP?"
Which I'm sure you get a lot of.
Yeah, which we get a lot of. And yeah, as you know, we're going to be making the VIP system a little bit more open. Yeah, it's going to be more what you do in the game. The VIP system, as you know, is full of very good players.
Yeah.
It's full of a group of dedicated hardcore players, and that's the program that we want to continue. So even though we say we're making the program a little bit more flexible, it doesn't mean that we're just opening the door for everybody to sign up to the program. For example, if you've got, I don't want to make an example because people think it's the criteria, which it's not.
So,
but let's just say if you've got over 1,000 days in the game in playtime, well, what did you do in that time in the game? Are you just sat on HQ5?
well,
1,000 days?
let's just clear
what are
something
you
up.
doing?
That
Yeah.
everyone has said that it's all to do with money. How much is spent? Like, can you comment on that on the past, or do you even know what the past requirements were, or?
Past requirements is more to do with playtime. It's such a harsh criteria. It wasn't really to do with money at all. But I've been very clear that the new criteria is not to do with money at all.
Good to know.
Anybody, I'm a firm believer that this game is a strategy game. You don't have to spend money to be good on this game. And I think I didn't make Grand a moderator in our Discord server to prove a point. Really glad she's a moderator, but she's not VIP. She's not a VIP player at all, and she's a moderator in the Transformers Earth War server. And I think that's how we're going to be moving forward. It doesn't matter what you spend in this game. You don't need to be a good player to spend money. It just takes a little bit more time. And I think Grand is a good example of that. She's not a VIP player. She's a moderator in the server.
Moderator of mine as well, might add.
Yeah, moderator in your server.
I think in Hoist as well.
Yeah, she does a great job in the community. I saw that and I thought, yeah, we need people like that. VIP or not.
No, I agree. 'Cause it frustrates me that
Yeah.
I think my moderators are great for what they do, and I thank them a lot. But they do it for free. It goes into their heart, and
Yeah.
those sort of players, I think, will be beneficial to have you in the server because they answer questions for me and deal with things in the server. Not just like toxicity, but someone might be in there when I'm asleep saying, what's best core for this bot, and those sort of people you want in them people that help out. They're the people that I made moderators because they're helpful, and you want them sort of people in the server, whether they're a top player or not. They're good to have around, to give advice and help out.
Yeah, I completely agree. For me, it's not about spend. It's about what you do in the game, what you achieve in the game. There's a lot of top 10 players who, well, not a lot, very rare, that they've not had any spend, who do very well at the game.
I know one.
VIP. Yeah, who do very well at the game, who are not VIP. These are the players we're looking to onboard.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a good example of what we're trying to do, in terms of we're not trying to just open the door. Everybody can come into the program. The program's going to keep its respect, and it's going to be for good hardcore players. But we know that there's players in the top 10, top 20, top 30 who've achieved a lot in the game who are not a VIP, and that's what we want to onboard. And it's the same with the Guardian program as well, which is going to be to help new players. I mean, I'll speak about one person. I think Sharksy in your server, he helps a lot of people. Again, people don't realize the amount of scanning I do in different servers. I'll open moderator applications, but I have a look at them, and then I look at what's going on in your server, what's going on in Hoist's server or Skywarp server, and even Spot server. I'm forever scanning what's going on. I just want to find the best people to really help our server, and that doesn't matter if you're VIP or not. People say to me, you've got loads of TF people as moderators. I don't look at alliances when I look at moderator applications. I don't look at it. I've got no idea. And I think somebody brought up and said to me, I won't name the person, but they said, you've got too many TF psyops mods. Can we be a moderator so we can just know what's going on? I'm like, well, a moderator is they help the server. They don't have a game influence, I really don't look at what alliance you're in. I don't care if you're an Autobot, a Decepticon, what your spend is, what alliance you're in, if you're a commander or not. Look, I just want the best people, and you can spend £1,000 on the game and no money. It doesn't mean you're any better to me.
Well, that's the next sort of subject, funny enough, is about, we've done a lot of changes to the mods, and, I don't mind saying that I spoke to you about, the playtesters and, trying to get some new members in there, try to get some lower members in there, and sort of sieve out some inactive members. I think there's a lot of inactive, members in a playtest that it could be better having people that have, are more inclined to have an opinion. And we've talked about it in the chat, and people said, yeah, but people see the arguments going on, and nothing gets out of hand, but it does get a bit heated when you have two people that have different opinions, and that happens naturally, and they say, oh, people don't want to comment. Well, I kind of get that. You don't want to get involved in that, but you've got to comment. You've got to participate. What's the point in you having a test account? I know tons of people that will give their right arm to have a test account and be able to have that sort of input. And some people have that opportunity and choose not to. And for me, I don't think that's fair. You want a broad aspect as well of people that want to do well. And a good aspect is Grind Time, for example, that, Grind Time's channel's quite small. I'm sure he doesn't mind me saying that right now. He's trying to build it up and doing things, and we've talked about it. He's trying to improve it already. He's working on it. And, he would be brilliant with a test account. He could do a lot more content. And I get that he can't have a test account maybe because of the process, whatever. But, for them sort of guys that I know will put loads of effort in, tons of effort in, that don't have the opportunity, which is fine, but then there's people that, don't take advantage of it.
Yeah, I think that's something we're going to address. I think we're just taking one step at a time, and I completely agree that playtesters, you need kind of a very diverse background, because there's so many players of this game. You've got casual players, semi-hardcore, hardcore. Everybody plays this game differently. You've got people who do the wars, raids. People like me who just do events and just like to have a good time with the alliance. You've got so many people who just. That's the best thing about this game. You can just choose what you want to do, as long as the alliance allow it, of course, because mine's quite slack on everything but the events. So I'm quite lucky in that respect. But yeah, look, we can play this game in any way we like. And it's always good to have, like you say, diverse background in terms of playtesters. So yeah, it's something we're looking to address. We're going to be bringing applications out very soon. Did speak to Jack about it.
Good to know.
Yeah, we're going to be doing that after the server. So yeah, that's going back to the VIP. Yeah, it's about what you do in the game. It's it's way what you do more in the game. I mean, somebody with 800 days, for example, could have done some way more than somebody with 1500 game time. It's what you've done. That's why it gets kind of complex when somebody asks me, what's the requirement? Well, it's not complex in the terms of you need to hit this spend. It's more complex in, okay, you've got this game time, but what have you actually, what have you leveled? What have you done? What do you do on a daily basis? That's where the complexity comes in.
For me, I think the key question on that interview form that convinced me that I shouldn't be a mod when I applied was when you put how much time can you dedicate to the server. And I looked at that question, I can't remember what the answers were, but I looked at the top one and I was like, with my channel, with what I do, with work and my home life, I can't dedicate that. Oh, thank you to Skywop, who was super chatted. Thank you very much. So, I haven't mentioned this actually, but yeah, you can super chat, guys, and you can donate to the channel. Anyone that does, I really appreciate it. And yes, once you donate $20, you get access to my VIP section. But Dale, I don't think we can say no because it's donated. It said we've got to do our best Megatron voice. So
best
right, oh
Megatron
my god,
voice.
Megatron voice. It's a hard one. I can do some
Oh,
good voices, but not Megatron. But oh my days, I'm trying to think what to even say. I'm trying to think of a
let's
good
have.
phrase.
We need the same line so people can judge it.
All right, guys, put some phrases in the chat. What phrase would you like to hear? Even a funny one. Put some phrase in the chat. What you'd like us to say. What would you like us to say?
Thanks, Skywalk, by the way.
Yeah, cheers, guy. Well, I'll be sure to be paying the compliment back.
Yeah, we didn't say thanks, so thank you for that. The earth will soon be part of me. That's
I've not
from
heard that
Grant.
one. Is that from? Is that? Hang on. Is that Bay Farmers though? I know. Oh, hang on. Oh yes, Sky. Well, that's a good one. There's a few here. I might do a few actually. Of course. Why not? I think. Yeah, obviously. Such heroic nonsense. That's really poor, but yeah, that's a classic line. Oh, and Soldier's donated $20 as well. Thank you, Soldier. Thanks a lot.
Soldier. That's very nice.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, go and check out Soldier's Discord as well, guys. It's huge, huge, and obviously check out Skywalk Grave and NJ Hoist as well. But yeah, hang on, Dale. We've still not heard your Megatron voice. You're not getting out of this just because someone super chatted in the chat. We're not going to diverted a bit.
Okay.
So, yes, you've got to put such heroic. You've seen the cartoon
God.
movie,
Yeah,
surely.
God.
So yeah.
I am a slave to no one.
That's not even the Transformers. That's not even the movie. Isn't that in the Bay Farmers? Oh no, it is.
This is
That
from
is. No,
Grimm.
it is. It is. It's. I apologise. Oh my days.
I'm literally
Yes.
reading what Grimm told me. There you go, Grimm.
No, it is. I apologise. It is. Yeah, when he becomes a Galvatron. Yeah. Oh, why throw away your life so recklessly?
Oh, that's good. I like that. That's
Oh, I
maybe,
could do better. No, it's poor.
maybe we should get you in to do some voiceovers. For
Oh
the game.
no. My name's not Adam. But yeah, appreciate the donations, guys. Honestly, I really do. And yeah, hey, if you want some more impressions from me and Dale, you can always donate some in the chat, and we'll do some more. What do you want to hear Dale say, guys?
We've been through a lot of questions, haven't we, today?
Yeah, we're coming towards the end, but yeah. So I've got a few more questions from our Discord. So yeah,
Sure.
guys, for any future interviews, I've got a few more planned. Join my Discord, and I'll put in there any questions you want to ask. And we're going to get Dale to pick out a few of the best questions at the end of the stream. I'll recap the best questions, and you can pick a few out to win some Sunstreaker Wozza Stash crystals. But we'll go over them at the end. So, first question. Ratchet101 has put, what's your favourite part of interacting with the community with the server opening? Will there be interaction with non-VIPs more?
Oh, yeah, definitely. We really want to open up the server to interact with those non-VIPs. I think my second day being at Space Ape, I do remember it was Black Friday. That was my second day in the position, and I remember the servers went down because we use Amazon servers, and I just saw loads of people complaining on Facebook, and they were going, "Why is the server down? Why is the server down?" And we just done an announcement on Discord. So yeah, the whole point is to get everybody in one place. Whether you're online or Facebook, we want you on Discord. We put all the information there. We want everybody to know what's going on in the game, what the upcoming events are, what the bundles are. We just want you to be in the know. We don't want you to think, we don't want you to rant on Facebook and say, why is the game down? We want to tell you why it's down.
Yeah.
Because I put that information out there, and half the people didn't even know what was going on.
Yeah.
So yeah, big goal is to put everybody in one spot.
And favorite part of interacting with the community?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be interacting with people who are not VIPs. Like I said to you previously, it doesn't matter if you spent £1,000 or no money. I value anybody's opinion, really.
No, what's your favourite part of interacting?
Oh, my favourite part, meeting new people. I think this is why I like the gaming industry in particular, and playing the game and playing any other game. You just meet new people. The amount of people I've met online. I've met, server tech. I've learned so much from just being online. It's just crazy the amount of people I've spoken to, the amount of people I've learned from. You wouldn't believe it. I don't even think I'd be in the job now if I had not come online 10 years ago. And to be fair, if COVID didn't happen, I don't even think I'd be sat here either. So I can't believe how much COVID has changed my life, and I appreciate that it's been a really nightmare of a disease, and people have really got ill from it, and I don't disregard that in any circumstance, but I'm just saying, for me personally, it's just changed my life a whole big deal, because I only really looked at this position because I was like, well, I've got a bit more free time, I'm working from home, maybe I can just do it temporarily, maybe I could just do it for 6 months, and then maybe they won't want me after 6 months because I've never done this before. Maybe they will probably get rid of me after a week. Maybe I'd be that bad. But yeah,
I can't see that now. Can't see it.
I always thought that this was only going to be a short-term thing, but it looks like it's going to be more than just a short-term thing. It looks like it's going to be a full-time thing. So yeah, I'll just be here even more. It's going to be crazy when that does actually go full-time, because I'll be well in the know. I'll be in all the meetings, because at the moment they have a daily meeting at 10 a.m. in the morning. And in truth, I'm not really part of them because I've got my other job, so I sync up with Jack every Monday. So being full time, that's going to open up a lot of doors, and I think it's going to benefit players way more. If players think I'm doing a good job now, I think when I'm full time, especially, I think I'll do even better, because I'll just have all the answers. I'll be able to know what's going on. Sometimes there'll be a little bit of a crossover, because I'll be doing my other job and then looking at this job, and then people will be going, what's going on? And then I won't really know because I've not synced up yet. So there's a little bit of a miscommunication there. But yeah, once I go full time, which will be later on in the year, it's going to be way better. I can't believe that I'm going to be going full time to something that I thought was going to be short term, something that was going to be just a hobby. I just can't believe it's going to be.
I'm sure probably more enjoyable as well.
Yeah, literally way more enjoyable. It's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm going to be playing games full time. It's crazy.
Big thank you to Grind Time as well, who's tipped as well, saying it's Grind Time, which if you watch his channel is like his slogan. So yeah, go and check out Grind Time's channel as well, guys, and thank you for the donation again. Yeah.
Right, so Wilson, by the way, is leaving the chat. Hello to Jamie as well in the chat.
Yeah, see you later, Wilson.
He said under the hoodie expected to be a bit more green and froggy.
Well, yeah, well, that's one of the questions. Firestorm97, just weird this. It's like leading on to the questions by chance. Firestorm97 has asked, why Darth Kermit? So, for those that don't know, in the Discord server, Dale's avatar is... I knew it was Kermit the Frog, but is it Darth Kermit? I don't know, but why choose that? You know what I mean? Like, why that?
I don't know, to be fair.
You made a lot of bad decisions, haven't you? Caught yourself Dale in your alliance, choosing Kermit the Frog for no apparent reason, but all the apes have got like a sort of like their own insignia of like what they sort of look like, and then you've got Kermit the Frog, which you don't really look like him that much. A bit green, but not that much.
No, I just wanted to be different, I guess. I never knew what picture to have on Discord, and this kind of suits me. It means I can be evil at times, but I'm a bot, so I'm not evil. I'm kind of a good guy. But I'm going Decepticon, as you know, so it's going to suit it.
So you're going to start trolling more in the chat, basically, and
yeah,
really go with the role.
Way better.
I'd love to see like sort of like you just totally flip, and like people putting in tickets and going like, "I'm not interested. Get the hell out of here." No, you can't have a code for your account just because you turned Decepticon.
Yeah, when I go con, I'm going to be way more evil. They may not want me full time when I go con. They may not want me.
We'll see. I'll host
We'll
that.
see.
And then lastly, Argus. I've sort of covered this a bit, but I've got to ask it anyway. So, do you intend to launch new types of bundles like the 4-star Optimus one? Any other plans for any new bundles you can talk about that you know? I know a lot of it's to do with Hyro. Is there anything you've talked about or anything you know about exactly? Or
look, the new player bundle was something we wanted to do for new players because we know the game has evolved so long.
Yeah.
That new players needed something to get into the game. Now, I just spilled all my drink everywhere. I think if the new bundle goes well and the 4-star Hyro sees it does well, maybe he'll be more open. I can't speak for what Hyro will do with the bundles, but if he sees it goes well, why not? Why not? Can we do another odd one now and again? or just be a little bit more open to doing the odd 4-star. Look, it depends how the new player bundle goes and how people think about it, and if they will even like it. We've got no idea. Like I say, it's not there to really sell or make any money. Depends how that goes down. I think from what I've seen, people are going to get it anyway. I think it's just going to benefit all players, maybe even players who have already got it. They're just going to get it anyway, and that's just supporting me, I guess, in making the new player bundle, that it's a success. So.
No, cool. It's a good thing, honestly. It really is. I think helping newer players and lower players in resources and getting through quicker is a big change need to happen. So yeah, anything that helps that, I'm definitely on board for.
Oh yeah, I think new players are very important for a game to increase its longevity. You need new players. They are the people. Some of the VIPs are so. Some of them. Not to disregard or complain a little bit too much about.
Say
it,
no more.
Some of them can be dismissive to new players, but they forget.
Yeah.
People in your alliance or lower alliances are new players. They make up the community.
Yeah.
They don't just make up the numbers. They are people. They play the game. They they interact. They talk. They play it. They make it what it is. They're so important, and we need more of them. And if the game is gonna go on for another 2 or 3 years, we need new players, and we need the existing ones to continue to support the game as well. So this is why the bundle is tailored to be for new players and us existing ones as well. We just we don't want to forget them. Yeah, sorry, my phone.
How unprofessional of you.
Sorry, my phone. Yeah, how unprofessional. My
Hey,
sorry
listen.
about that.
Alright, listen. When I first started doing my streams, I was getting notifications popping up on my streams and on my videos and that, and I learned very quickly just to shut all notifications off. And I think it's on game mode. I think it's a game mode. Where you turn it on your device, and it just shuts off everything, every single notification. So yeah.
Yeah, it's actually Hyro texting me telling me not to tell players about the 20,000 shard price.
I bet.
It's not.
You heard it here first, guys. 20,000 shards. That's gonna go viral now, and honestly, you'll have to explain yourself.
Oh god! Disclaimer. It's
Too
not
late.
happening.
It's already out. I've done that before when I've had a bot and I've been just going through the test server. And I've learnt a lesson now. Just don't show it. And I've gone through and I've gone, whoa, backtrack. No, you didn't see that. And they've gone, too late. Screenshot. Happens. It can't be helped. So we're gonna get on to a bit about economy. We've talked a lot about it in the past, but I think a big part of it is obviously relation to China. People look at the China server and think they can be incorporated over here, and not everything can. There's some big differences between the China server, and I've talked about it on my server in the past about how it's very, very monetized and geared towards spenders to the point where if you're free to play, it's almost impossible. And to give you an idea, there's no such thing as Golden Lagoon leveling. XP cores are very rare, and Prime cores, I've got none. They're very extra. I know top players have got 5. So very, very different.
Very
but
different.
Have you had a chance to go look at the game and sort of see my video about it, or?
I've not really played the China server much. I've seen some of the things that they do. For example, one of the things they do was, something I kind of asked Hyro about was maybe giving the new player bundle con side, giving it a bit more,
oomph.
And yeah, that's a good word to use, just to entice players a little bit more, just to help those guys out, because I know people just keep referring to the ratio between Autobot and Decepticon, and I get it. But China have that. They have like a sign-up system for con, but it doesn't still attract many cons on that side.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm a con. It's worth for me.
So we do naturally look at data of what they do and what works and what doesn't. So yeah, that's why it's not as easy when people say to us, why don't you give cons some extra, currency or whatever for picking con? Well, China do it, and it doesn't really get much results. So why would it here is more of the question. I've seen the battle pass, really like that. Maybe that may make it over here, but it's not a case of just copying and pasting something onto our game. It just doesn't work like that. Yeah, it's the same game, but it's got 2 different developers and they code differently. They do things differently. They change things because naturally a developer wants to do it their way. So when you say, oh, you can just pull this bundle over here, well, we can, but it will need to be recoded to our game because our database is different to theirs. Even though it's the same game, still got a lot of big differences.
So that's like another question that I've got as well. So, what is the relationship? Do you know about, like, for me, I remember once that I came in the global chat and I started talking about China server. It wasn't like advertising it and plugging it. I was just
Yeah,
saying, oh, this is what China does differently. And I literally got shut down. I mean, this is prior to test server and prior to, I think I was early days of doing content and it was pretty much unknown. And I got a PM from an ape saying, don't talk about the China server players in chat. It confuses people and all that. And I understand that, but I was like, whoa, like, they're dead against this China server. Like, they don't want people even knowing about it. I'm like, but I don't understand how bot releases go to China server. So the rights to them bots, surely Space Ape own that because they designed the bot. So, but then is it because of the art? I don't understand the relationship, how it's so separate, but so the art obviously entwined some way.
yeah. Look, I like to be open with players. If they ask me a question on the China server, I'm not going to dismiss it. So I can't talk about whoever dismissed it to you previously. But what I can say is, yeah, we have the game. We've got rights to that game, so we can, in theory, just take what we want from that game and implement it from ours. But again, like I said to you, so yeah. Answer to your question: the relationship is good. We have rights to that game. That's why they could use some assets of ours. I mean, look, I don't know why people don't talk about it and why we hide it. It's not as if you can't find the game or see the game, but it's just more. It's the games are different, the economy's different, the coding is different.
Yeah.
What they do is different to what we do.
Totally.
There's a lot of different things, so it's not just a case of we like this battle pass. Let's just copy and paste it. It'll take a lot of time to bring that over. I think I spoke to Hyro about bringing that over, and it would just need to be completely recoded because.
It does. I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just needs to be recoded completely to work with our game, so it just wouldn't be a copy and paste, which is a shame because I like that feature personally. But yeah, relationship-wise, yeah, we've got rights to it. We can take what we want, just like they can take what they want from ours. I saw that battle simulation, what you showed a few weeks ago. It's a bit, it's one of those again. Probably wouldn't work with ours because again, the same game but different coding. I don't think it would just pull across very well. So, I don't think they'd take that anyway. It'd be a lot of work to implement to our game. So yeah, a lot of things that the China server do would be, quite difficult to implement.
What I do like is what they tend to do is the newer bots are quite expensive in bundles. So, not same price, but I get it. Where the older bots are a lot cheaper. So, if it's, for example, the likes of, Ironhide and Bumblebee that have been in the game since the start, they're a lot cheaper than bundles. And I kind of get that. That they're bots that people might be missing for a combiner or something. It's an old bot that maybe people don't really want, but might be, they might buy it.
Are these 4-stars?
Just normal bot bundle. So say for example, say it's $20 for 10 scattershot crystals. Scattershot's quite new in the game. That ain't going to be in that sale. But Ironhide, for example, would be half the price, say, or cheaper, whatever it would be, because it's Ironhide. They've been in the game for 4 years. That gives the newer players a chance to get some of the older bots cheaper, because let's be honest, they don't know who's good and who's not, and things like that. But they can get 4-stars at least cheaper. But the newer bots that people are desirable and the ones that people want are still as hard as everyone else. Or even the decent bots. I mean, to give you an idea, the ones at the minute are Octane. Oh, it'd be easy if we just do the Autobots, but Sandstorm, Ripper Snapper or Slash, and the other one recently, I think it might be Thundercracker. So they're all in the meta right now, good bots. They're in the day bundles that are, quite expensive. Where the cheaper ones at the minute are Scrapper, even Megatron, and I can't remember the other one, but it's 3 cheaper ones at the minute because they're all bots. They've been in the game for a long time.
Yeah, I think we go back to the new player bundle. If that is successful, it's going to show Hyro, data that people will, if it's a good price and there's a 4-star, maybe we can do more of them. But again, it's more a question for Hyro. He does all the bundles, the economy, as you know. I think it does ride a lot on the new player bundle, but that's for new players. What we do for existing players or a bundle like that, I'm not sure. Probably the price would be a little bit higher, but there's no plans to do that anytime soon. We have to see if the people like the new player bundle, because that's the I think that's the only bundle. Yeah, I think that's going to be the only bundle in the game where you can obtain a 4-star.
Yeah, No,
And I just hope
I get it.
people who do have the bot, and I get that people's probably chased that for for a very long time. They may feel a little bit demotivated with giving out Optimus Prime or Megatron. Yeah, I get it. You spent years probably chasing that bot, and we're just going to give it in a bundle. I get it. But new players are so important, and I get existing players who have it are important as well. But the game has to survive some way. We need to bring new players in.
It's extremely hard for new players. That's the point I'm making. But yeah, it's hard for higher players, but they're in alliances and accomplished alliances and at a good level already, and it's just hard for newer players. And I think Sun Tzu in our meeting that we have regular Zoom meetings, and had a good point, and that hit the nail on the head for me. And he put that spending should get you there quicker, but everything should be available to free-to-play players over a longer period. And I think a couple of those points is the likes of combats. I think that we need to have some 4-star combat events, and I know you can't comment on that because you can't comment on that's more Hyro again. But I think that I'm sure you had this feedback anyway. But just saying again for the purpose of my viewers that I think that combats are complaining that they're so hard to obtain. Let's be honest, 5-star shards are so high end and so prestigious, but they're still available. But then a 4-star combat isn't, and they're so hard to get. And again, it's a new thing in the economy, but it's been a year now that combat's been in the game, a little over. And again, it's about being overcautious. I think it's time now that, for me, for example, we asked Hyro about was it Prems or combat, because there's a bit of a mix-up in Discord the other day, and he said, "Oh no, we've had a combat event. Last event, we got 10 Prems. That's like we for a while now. You could get 100 Prems, and you've got a 1% chance. So that means you'll get a 4-star combat once a year through them events by chance. One 4-star combat a year, but we're giving away 2 5-stars a year." And for me, that's crazy. I mean, that we're giving away 2 5-star bots. I get the combats I knew, but we're giving away 2 5-star bots to free-to-play players, but 1 4-star combat. And why not have an event like we do for 4-star Crystal? Why not have a 4-star combat event? I don't think it's a lot to ask for.
From my experience with Hyro, he always dismisses things straight away.
Yeah, we said this. Yeah.
Yeah, he always dismisses it straight away. I think he'll be way better at the end of the year, maybe, in regards to it. We'd like to shake up the events, to be fair with you. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, in terms of the leaderboard and the 5-star shards, we never wanted to give the top team more 5-star shards. I think we buffed it for this event. We buffed 5-star shards for the top teams again. But we never wanted to do that.
Well, I'm running top 5 because of that. Plain and simple. Yeah. Because the problem is as well, I'll go back to the thing again, leaderboards, but the problem is that the 4-star bot is released so late that we make plans for this 3 weeks in advance, blind of what the bot's going to be. So whether this Snapdragon is going to be amazing or awful is irrelevant because we've already made our bids. So you're bidding on what you know, which is the resources. So for me, if they want the 4-star to be a huge focus, they need to bring it out a month in advance where they can go, listen guys, this is the bot that's coming out. And listen, the playtesters or the content creators can make a big deal out of it. We can share it on social media. This is the bot coming for the next leaderboard. And people will go, you know what? I like that bot. It fits my team. I'm going to go for it. Yeah. Whereas right now, they're just guessing. They're going to go, have I got any bots to level? That's for me. I was like, have I got any bots to level? Not really. I'll have a new 5-star. I want to probably get him up. I'm halfway to my next one. If I do top 5 and we finish well, I'm very close to my next one. So that was always the idea, and that was always the plan. So I think that there needs to be a better preparation for leaderboards. That's what I think.
So are you going psyops then for the leaderboard this weekend?
I bid 2, hopefully. So we will wait and see. But obviously you bid, and then it comes along with whatever they decide, and hopefully that's the case.
So how much do you commit on an event?
125k.
125k. That's okay. That's good.
Try doing it and come back to me and say that.
That's good. I'll be doing my play-by as well. I'm not sure about talking on a neutral perspective. I'm not sure. I think psyops are going to win again. I'm not sure who's going to give them competition.
Who knows? You never know. You never know.
Yeah. I'm not sure who's going to give them competition. I want to be surprised. I think last leaderboard, I want to give a shout out to the Brotherhood, and their charge on that last day was.
Yeah, I was part of that on the losing side of it, and we were in a bit of a shock.
But was you really?
Yeah, we thought it was us and Cyprops. all the way.
Oh, your phone's going, by the way.
Oh, what's happened
I
there?
think your cam's gone. Yeah. Yeah. Last day, the Brotherhood charge on that last day was phenomenal. Crazy.
Just give me a second. I'm just trying to. Can you hear me still?
Yeah, I can hear you still.
I don't know why the cam's got off all of a sudden. That's really strange. Wow, you can't plan for this, can you?
Well, it doesn't matter how much testing you do, does it?
True. Yeah. Honestly, we know that. We
This
know
is
that,
it.
don't we? But
This is it.
hey,
This
let's
is a
just
great
try.
example. No matter how much you test something, it will always break.
Ah well. Is it back again?
There we
Hey,
go.
there
Yeah,
we go.
yeah, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah,
Uh,
so Brotherhood 1, was you surprised then? Because you were, I think you were 6th and 7th going into that last day, and I think you
Yeah.
slowed down a little bit because it was just more confident. I mean,
Well-
Brotherhood was just 9th.
I think
For
a
the
lot of it
whole-
was because 11th weren't making a push, and we were like, listen, we've got top 10 now. It's done. And then I don't think even when the Brotherhood pushed, there was too much like, it's not a huge deal. You know, I think that like we talked about incentivizing it, then it's, you know, it'll do better, I think, if we
So-
incentivize each level. But
If we was talking about top 5 then, what would be your top 5 this leaderboard? Oh, if you was to guess, what you thinking?
well, you've obviously got psyops that are, I mean,
Yeah.
and one that always do well. Scorched, I know do well every leaderboard, but I know they're hurting a bit in terms of numbers, in terms of cons and that. So I know they're struggling right now, but they're always going to be there. I think that, you know, the top families in the game in terms of, you know, S7, TF, Scorched, Prime, they're always going to have members in there. And then 5th is a bit more open maybe, and then the top 10 I think is set a lot really. But you know, 3 TF teams, going to give my team, you know, my Alliance a plug there, that 3 TF teams, I don't think anyone can really get close to that now and do that the way that we do, even in terms of wars. So
Yeah, 3 teams top
we've
10
dominated.
3 teams top 10 is a fantastic
Yeah.
achievement.
Not just even
So-
in a leaderboards, but in terms of wars as well. You know, we have 3 top teams in illicit as well, and Cybrops, and we challenge most of the top 5 teams. Not beat them, but we challenge them, and we're our second-rate war team. You know, so
Yeah, I think Agents of Arc as well did really well last
yeah.
leaderboard. Yeah, they
Yeah,
went
since
up
the
to
merger, they've
third.
had a merger with the old AOC guys. AOC were a huge force, and I don't want to talk too much about that on the stream, but you know, they split the separate ways, and then obviously some went all over to sort of make everyone stronger and made Ark stronger, and good luck to them. You know, I was in Ark, and I've got no ill feelings towards them. You know, it just didn't work out, and sort of I didn't know their sort of plans at the time. I just thought that, you know, I wanted to go back to TF really. I had a lot of friends in TF, and I don't want to talk too much about why I left. But you know, it was on good terms when I left, and I went back on good terms as well. And a lot of my friends are in TF, and some guys I've known for maybe 8 years now. So it was always, you know,
I have to give a shout out to Dr. Claw if he ever watches your stream.
yeah,
He
amazing.
He is fantastic, isn't he?
I'd love to get him on the stream.
Incredible.
I'd love to just talk to him about it.
Honest.
Because
Yeah.
how he does them sort of points, I was talking to him. He's like, you just need to consistently do 10k every hour. I was like, 10k an hour. I said, we do speed tests, and I do 7 to 8k, and I'm pleased with that. I just do 10k every hour. I do it 1 hour and then get burnt out, and then go back to 5k again because I'm burnt out. That's so impressive to do 10k every hour. It's a big achievement.
Be good to know what his strats are as well and his mentality when he does it. Be really good to know that insight. So if he is watching, Dr. Claw, we want to know. Just a few other shouts as well for the leaderboard, from the last leaderboard anyway, if you don't mind. We got Darkness Alpha, they was a new alliance and finished 16th, so that was really good. Sinister DJD, they were a new alliance and finished, these are all new alliances by the way. Who are
Yeah,
just,
DJD had been around for a long time,
Yeah.
but I think they had a bit of a sort of merger for the leaderboard, I think, but yeah.
Yes, so they finished 19th, Dragon Warfare 17th, Force of Primus 18th, N2D Annihilation 26th, Templar, that's a long name, whoever that one is, they finished 33rd, and N2D Decimation 41st. So yeah, some new leaderboards
Good.
there, and obviously
Good to see.
Agents of Arc third. So yeah, really good to see new leaderboard, new alliances coming into the leaderboard, and I'm very interested to see how, you know, Arc does, new Cybertron HQ do, Scorched Earth as well. So very interested to see how this leaderboard plays out. To be fair,
Yeah.
and it was a big. I tell you what, it was a good battle with who finished second. Now that is a good question.
Prime.
Yeah, Prime. They really did push you on that first day.
Yeah, yeah.
They
It's good to
really
watch
did.
him from the outside, but then the common phrase is it's a marathon, not a sprint. We use that a lot,
Yeah.
you know, in general in chats, and it's true. It's not about who can get there the quickest. It's lasting the time, and I hope that I really do hope that One Prime give it another push. I like that. I like that competition. Some people
Yeah,
would rather have an easy leaderboard. I wouldn't. It makes it
I
fun.
think when you speak to the top players, or when I've spoke to Andy from TF or Spa from TF,
Cool guy, Andy. Honestly, is Spar as well.
people just they think of themselves in terms of the
No,
leaderboard.
honestly,
They always want better rewards for themselves. They don't. They would rather rewards are filtered. They want competition.
Yeah.
I've never spoken to
100%.
any of them. Yeah, I've never spoken to any of them where they're like, well, I want this, I want this, I want this. Andy, for example, he's always wanting something for lower tier players, and I think that's just incredible that the top tier players always thinking of people below them.
Well, yeah, we're trying to get Andy on again as well. For those that don't know, Sunzu Andy is a top player in the game. Top 10, definitely top 20, maybe top 10. Does a lot for the game behind the scenes that you wouldn't imagine. He's a moderator in the Discord server. He's a playtester. He organises a lot for Earth Wars.
By the way.
Can you hear me though?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. I think the battery's run out. I've been talking that long, but yeah, it's the end of the stream pretty much. Anyway, we've talked about everything covered. But anything you want to talk about before we finish, or?
No. If there's any other questions, just chuck them in the chat and we'll get them answered quickly. If that's all right with you. But yeah, thanks for having me on the stream. I've loved it.
No, thanks. Like I said, I can't remember who decided. Who's going to be. I don't know how it came about. How we decided this. I can't remember if you asked me or I asked you, or I think did you say you wouldn't mind being on it, and then I said let's go with it. I can't remember, but
Yeah,
I appreciate you coming on. It's good that an ape can do that, and hopefully the other apes can see that, and the other apes can join in. And yeah.
For me, I just want to be accessible to all players. I just want to speak to as many players as I can. So whether you're VIP or not, I like speaking to people. I like to get their insight on the game, what they do, and it's really interesting speaking to players who are not top players, because since I've been here I've mostly spoken to the top players because that's what the server's full of. So when I speak to players a bit further down, it's always good to get their take on the game,
Yeah.
and how they play the game. That is very important. So yeah, if there's any questions, chuck them in the chat. I'm sure Wozza appreciates the donations as well. That's really good.
Yes, obviously. And yeah, for all those that donated $20, Soldier, if you're in my Discord, then that makes you VIP as well, brother. I'm sure one of the moderators will pick you up. I'm sure one of them is in your server, so they can definitely add you on there. So yeah, appreciate everyone for tuning in as well. Appreciate everyone, like I said, to see the watch for 2 hours long. It's been a long chat, longer than I thought, but hey, I like to gab a lot. I'm sure you like to gab a lot from what I've seen, so that's the way it's going to be. But
yeah, so Matt Polly says, can we try and get the 5-star anniversary awards low enough for some newer players? Not saying 100k, just not up to 1 mil. I can't really speak too much about how we're going to make it accessible, but look, it's an anniversary event. It has to be accessible to everybody. We want to. It's been 5 years of a game. Some mobile games I think reach 2 years and then just die out. So we're immensely proud to have this game going on for so long.
yeah,
That we want to celebrate it in style. We want everybody to be part of it. So hopefully, with a little bit of luck, everybody will be able to obtain an older 5-star bot. For those who have all the 5 stars, well, we've got a new 5-star batch coming out, so I'm not sure if we will have people who will have all the 5 stars. But yeah, it's going to be mostly some of the older ones. We'll see how many numbers there is on that one, and we'll have a look into it. Maybe we can do something else for those people.
cool.
But yeah.
Okay. So yeah, what we'll do, and like I said, because I can, I apologise, but we'll end it. But what we'll do is, guys, I'll get Dale to pick out some of the best questions. He's got a copy of a few of the questions there I can send to him, and I'll announce the winners in my Discord, and we'll give some Sunstreaker Wozza crystals out. Just a bit of a thing that's coming soon. We are doing some of the most underrated bots in the game. That's going to be coming out as a video soon. We should be showing the new 5-star batch and Snapdragon hopefully next Wednesday. If not, definitely on Thursday. But I imagine it'll be Wednesday. Normally, that's the cut-off point for the newsletter. Like I said, Snapdragon's looking really good. I'm super pleased that he's coming to the game as well. And yeah, hopefully lots more interviews to come. I've got some plans in place for some top players and some other people. and lots of content around that top 10. We've done top 10 bots already. We're going to do top 10 most underrated bots. Then we're going to do top 10 worst bots in the game. And then we're literally going to go through, hey, you can't do top best bots if you're not going to do top worst bots. But hey, we're going to do this top 10 series. We're also looking at doing a base design video to help newer players out. And then we've obviously got the base reviews that I'll say now that me and Grind Time are going to be doing together. And we'll be reviewing your base design. So if you've got a base design you're proud of, that's original, come in my chat, put it in the section we've got there. It's going to be like maybe a 2-monthly thing that we do occasionally. We'll pick out some of the best ones and give some Sunstreaker Wozza stash crystals to some of the most original designs, some of the funniest designs. Hey, I might even feel sorry for you because your base is so bad that we'll might even give you a Sunstreaker Wozza stash crystal for that. But let's be honest, it can't be as bad as Dale's. So... you know.
I'm going con anyway, it doesn't matter.
I'll tell you what, when you go con, give me a shout when you get to about HQ 1214 and I'll design you a base and we'll get it sorted for you.
Well, going back to Matt's question, I hope, Matt, that the 5-star is very accessible because...
Yeah, me too.
I would like one on con. So, please, Hyro, make it easy.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I've got to have 2 new 5-stars soon, so yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, I know. So if you... Yeah, like I said, plug in cons here, by the way. That 5-star anniversary event, this is the best time to go con. They need the loving, they really do.
Cool.
Yes, I don't think there's any more questions. So yeah, thank you for having me. Thanks, Trevor. Thanks, Grand, for being here. Thanks, Jane. I think I said your name correctly. Sorry if I didn't. Somebody said something about 10-year anniversary. Well, I think we'd be giving away a 10-star bottle, whatever we go up to then.
Yeah, we'll come to that. We'll cross that bridge when it comes to it, eh? Yeah, but let's not think that far ahead, honestly.
Don't snip the clip out and show me this in 5 years, please. Arrow will kill me.
10 5-star bots for 10 years. You heard it here first. You heard it here first, guys. 20,000 shards for Omega Supreme. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
There's some people in the chat have been saying they're going to make a meme out of it and post it on my Discord. I hope they do. I'm not bothered, honestly. I hope they do, and I'll send it to Howard myself and say, look what Dale has announced.
He's going to kill me on Monday. Thanks, everybody.
It's all right. All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate everyone, like I said, for tuning in. Appreciate the donations. Come and check it out next Wednesday where we'll be streaming again and for more interviews and everything else. All right. Thanks for watching, guys, and peace out.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.